Hello, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know it's Thursday, honey. I'm trying to get my AirPods to connect. So let's hope the sound don't sound crazy, okay? But we are here, and everyone is here to have a good time, honey. Boom, pow, pow. Hello, ladies. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday, not
What's
Thursday?
up?
Fine and dandy.
A whole different
Fine and
day,
dandy.
okay?
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's good.
So we are here anyway,
That's
okay?
cool.
Now look. I feel like what no gossip this week, no real stuff going on or whatever, but we still have to at least discuss, okay, a few things that happened. Mainly, I feel like Beyonce. Beyonce, Beyonce. Okay, our girl put out a whole new single for the first time in like 4 years, like 4 years or 6 years. I mean, some years, a whole bunch of
Six.
years. It's been 6 years, six
Mm-hmm.
whole years, and it came out earlier than we thought because somebody leaked it. But "Break My Soul," I guess, is track number 6. Okay, what did y'all think about the new song? That y'all like? That y'all not like? Like, what was y'all thoughts when it came out?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When it first came out, I was like, why are we going through this house phase? I felt like we unwillingly had no choice because Drake and her did it. But honestly, I found myself singing Break My Soul for every day since it came out. And I love
Wait,
the
like
song.
yesterday?
Yes, it's been two
Yeah,
days
it's
or
been two
three.
days.
Okay.
So yesterday and today, I was walking around the kitchen singing "Break My Soul," strutting, and then I had to be like, okay, you know what? At first, I didn't get it because the song. I don't feel like the song is for everybody. Is she dropped it in Pride Month? I feel like it's definitely a Pride song for the LGBTQ plus community, and the song hits especially for that. I like the song.
Um, for me, I like the messaging. So I was listening to the lyrics and I also got a chance to read them because I think when I first saw it, it was on YouTube. So I was reading the lyrics and I was just kind of like, this is what this is what happens when people realize that their music really does consciously affect the people that listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna put out positive messaging because it's extremely dark right now. So to me, I think it's a testament to how Beyonce and Jay-Z, but Beyonce is always trying to elevate the consciousness of her audience as she grows as an adult. And I appreciate that because that means that she'll constantly stay relevant. Like people like Aretha Franklin, who were able to like consistently come back over decades because they were able to, just reinvent themselves and stay current with what was going on. So in
Mm-hmm.
that respect, the house thing makes sense and it does make me want to hear the rest of the album. I like house, but it has to be done well, and they did incorporate
Hmm.
bounce, so I
Yep.
can't really complain.
Hmm.
Maybe that was the thing that Drake could have been missing. I don't know. I kind of
I
checked out
think it
Drake's
was.
album, and it wasn't that bad to me. I didn't finish the whole album, but I don't know. Yeah. So when it comes to Beyonce, I got the snippet early. And I think it could have been like 2 minutes or something. I don't know. But I listened to it and I liked it. Have I gone and listened to the whole song yet? I have not. But based on what I did hear, I like it. I think it's good for sure.
See, when I
I just
first
got to
heard
play
it,
it.
for the whole thing, because
Mm-hmm.
I got Tidal, so I heard the whole song. But I listened to it first on Tidal, and I liked it. But I do think if you watch the video on YouTube, it helps because it does get the lyrics, and that kind of made me like it even more. I'm like, oh, that's what she's saying. It was real cute, and I also think because folks are not comparing her single to Drake's album. I listened to, I didn't get past song 5 on Drake's album because for me it was slow house music that kind of, it's like shopping music. It's not really him singing
Hmm.
up and party music, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference. Like Beyonce's song, it's like it's their bounce beat. It makes you want to get up and move, and so
Yeah.
I think that's why folks are liking her one single versus not liking Drake's whole album, which to me is a slow Zara, Sears, Kmart, you walk
Zara.
around, you know what I'm
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
saying? Get
All
some shorts and some
inclusive.
slacks. Yeah, so I think that's the difference. And plus, it's only one song. It's not a whole album. If her whole album was like that and it was slower, I think more folks may not have liked it, but it's just one song and it's a popping song. So I think Drake's issue was he didn't make it bouncy enough. Not even bouncy music. He didn't make it hype enough. Like you can be house music, but still like not be like it was too slow.
And
Like it was.
also, Bonnie brought up a
Anyways.
good point about how Beyonce is going to stay relevant forever. Period. But Beyonce is coming out with stuff that she actually cares about. She don't have to drop
Yeah.
every year or even every 2 years. Like she's literally coming up with different messaging, like Lemonade. When she was talking about her and Jay-Z. Then even in Formation, that was like empowerment. And then what else? What else
But
was
She
on
even
did
there?
in
that
Lemonade,
album with her
she
husband.
The
but even in
Carters.
Lemonade, she made like it was
The
like about them
444.
too, but also about her finding herself too. So it was like it was a
Yes.
lot of like that in Lemonade.
Yeah.
Right. And
I need to
then
go. I need to go listen to that shit again.
oh, I was listening
Now
to
that
it
you
Yeah.
said
today.
that.
I listened to Lemonade Love Drought. That's my song. All night. My goodness. So I love that Beyonce ain't just coming up with shit. Where I kind of felt
Mhm.
Right.
like Drake's album was like coming up with something. I just couldn't get with the house music on Drake's album. But here
Mhm.
it was like artistically done. You could tell she like actually put her foot in it like she always does.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
know she brought up whatever event we last saw her at. I seen like a snippet of her talking, and she brought up how during COVID times or whatever, that's when she was working on music. So I'm like, that was a good 2 years to just be like just focus on what you want to say later on. And I do think, like I said before, I said Drake's album to me sound like he was high one day. One day he was high in Bandcamp. He made some songs. He put them on the shelf and came back like, okay, take this. It didn't sound like a plans thought out album. To me it sounded like just stuff put together. And I'm hoping Beyonce's album, because we're doing the album versus the song, but the song itself seemed like it's a point to it. Like it was a whole rollout to it. So like even the 4 acts, 4 boxes or whatever, everything seems planned. And Drake, like he just came out one day and say, take these high ass songs, and I don't want them.
I was hoping how Beyonce did Lemonade. It was like she gave us the whole visual of the album, and I think I really loved. I think that's what made the album that much more better. I don't know if it's too late, but I was hoping that she would do the same thing with this particular album.
Y'all hope because we all order boxes. What if our boxes include like just all the DVDs of whatever? I'll be so happy with that because I'm like, I love it. Well, not
CDs, not
Yeah,
I
CDs.
DVDs.
don't know, not for $40. I don't know.
That
Oh, that's
was
true.
You think
real
she'll give us
cheap
all of that?
though for
I
all the stuff
know.
that came in the
Well,
box.
DVDs are cheap now.
Because I do have a DVD player. I think I got a DVD player.
I don't have no DVD.
I
But
do because I
even
gotta
then,
watch Soul Food the series. So I
So that's
we get a T-shirt. What we get in the box? The T-shirt, the
It's a
CD.
The
T-shirt, the
CD and
CD,
something else.
and
And
like
some,
it's like in the
that's a
CD has like a
lot.
28.
when I
It's a
tell you
28-page booklet.
Yes,
Jay
but
Mhm.
Lee said go buy it, and I just went and bought it. I didn't even look and see what it was. I just was like, all right, since everybody else getting like 1 and 2, I'll just get me and Lyric 3 and 4, and then we'll just see what it looked like.
Because we
I heard
now
it
we all
sold
have
out.
one of the boxes.
number 4
They sold out now.
Yeah,
That's what I
box
heard.
4.
Oh,
I
that's
think
what's
box
up.
1 and 4
I mean, that we
sold
got.
out. I think 1 and 4 is sold out. But it's crazy the fact that we all bought something, but we don't know what it is. Like no one knows what the box looks like, what the shirt look like.
Because we trust her. We trust her, and we had $40. $40.
Right.
It wasn't even that expensive. It's
it
like
don't even matter.
I would have gotten all 4, but I'm like, I don't need 4 CDs. That's the only reason I did not get all 4 boxes. It ain't that big of a deal. But I can't wait to get our album. I hope a single comes out, video comes out. Because I can feel it like, this is a great, even the picture she did here, it's like, is this the vibe she on? Like, because what is this? Is this like Paris mods in like 70s feel? Like, what is the era y'all think she's going to come with even for the album? This is based on this
I
photo.
feel like it's gonna be
This is
80s.
different.
It was giving 70s to me. Like
It's
the
gonna be
70s?
something like
yeah, it was giving 70s.
I don't know. The photo is giving like maybe 80s or early 90s or something.
I need Beyonce got us. I'm not
I'm gonna
serious.
say
Waiting on
80s.
bated breath.
Renaissance. The whole thing gonna be different. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
think
say
so.
80s. Just because
This window.
it's been trending. The 70s, 80s been trending with Silk
Yeah.
Sonic. And
Yeah.
then somebody
Bell
else
bottoms
just
have come
came
back.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
here for it.
in the photo shoot that she did, one of those pictures with the globe, it just looked like a 70s disco type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the British Vogue covers, the pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, those are different.
You know what it was reminding me of on the Slick? It reminded me of when she did Dreamgirls. And they did like those different photo shoots that was supposed to be like Diana Ross type things. To me, like that was the vibe that gave. So that's why I'm like, it'll probably be like over decades or something. But I definitely felt that 70s, 80s vibe that y'all are talking about.
Oh, and y'all know I just posted Rather Be With You on my story the other day.
Oh, go back.
The Beyonce one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
We all love Beyonce. I'm trying to get her website because the pictures on the website, honey, it's just amazingly well, and nobody knows.
They're probably on her Instagram too.
But see, on her
He's about
page,
these.
yeah. So like her look, just I love it. I love it.
Yes,
That's 80s.
It's also, but it's giving mahogany. I don't know why, but it's giving Diana Ross and mahogany for me. Like, just the way she's posing and stuff in the pictures, it just, and her face. I think she's giving Diana Ross for some reason.
It's definitely giving. Wait, this is like the look that Chloe
had. She had the gold one.
Oh, so Beyonce. Oh, Beyonce told. See, it was a secret we didn't know.
But she had that thing around her waist, I believe, around her neck or something, or up top somewhere.
This also probably looks better in picture than it does in movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like something you would wear for a photo shoot versus wearing it
like that
at
is
a
Tina's face.
gala.
That is Tina's face.
Mm.
Well, I'm not gonna say that about the lady mama.
Hey, the photographers for Vogue, they better be getting paid because they did a good job with Rihanna's when we saw Rihanna photos.
Oh yeah,
recently. They need to coin.
Y'all know it's like the only magazine I have a subscription for is Vogue because
really
the photography, yes,
it's amazing.
Yes,
yeah, that's coffee table worthy.
Yes, I actually have the Rihanna coffee table Vogue book because she's on the cover with the red hair, but it's all like the Vogue covers throughout the years. But this is epic to me. That's giving 90s for sure. I was like, that's giving bubblegum. I can't stand the rain.
I'll take that on a shirt, B.
Then we got a whole month though. The album don't drop to the end of July, right?
July 29th.
See, that's the one I was talking about.
I love this.
It's just, honey, this epic. Just come on now, Beyonce.
She looks like Luther Vandross.
That is funny. Let's move on to one of our favorite games that we love. Okay, that is Marry, Fuck, Kill. So I gave us some options from one of our favorite shows on who we would marry, who we would fuck, who we would kill. Okay, and I got a little murder. Okay, we got Diamond, and then why can't I remember the man's name? And Andre. This is the bad part. I feel bad for who I think gonna die a lot, but I mean it is what it is, But I just who y'all think? 'Cause I don't know yet.
I'll go. Because I'm damn sure gonna marry Diamond right out the gate, and this is
easy.
Period. Hey, man. Make sure you wear your mask, man. Yes, absolutely. Make sure you wear yours too. But I would marry him, and I would probably just have to smash Andre. I would say I can't marry Andre. I wouldn't say marry Andre because look at how Andre already doing his wife. So yeah, no, I wouldn't marry Andre at all. But murder, we good as friends. And I'm just gonna be real honest. Like I know y'all be on TikTok and y'all be trying to force the girls to like a man that is a bisexual. I don't want no man that want what I want. So I'm sorry. It's a no for me.
I Cause see, I was gonna say that I was gonna marry Diamond for sure, and I was gonna fuck Murder and kill Andre, and then you said that, and I was just kind of like, But you right though. He don't float my way. Not for real, for real. And Andre was giving something serious that first season. So I kind of feel like, yeah, no, I probably would take the poke from Andre in real life. So I would go ahead and say I would marry Diamond and poke Andre, and unfortunately I would kill Murder. And it's not because I wouldn't, it's because I feel like he would.
Yes.
That's a
I
great way to put
agree.
that, Bondy.
I was gonna say exactly what Bonnie was gonna say. I was gonna marry Diamond, no question. Protector, okay, love it with the accent. And I also love a wide face. I love
And root
some
work.
jaws.
He does root work. He is spiritually cleansing you bitches. Okay, I love it.
Andre, I'm not attracted to at all. His face is too slender for me,
Ooh.
and he's a cheater. But then on the other hand, it's like you got Murder, and he don't really want women. He ain't into the women. So it's like, which one? It's a struggle. So I'm just gonna have to agree with what Jami and Bondy said. Is Mary Diamond, I guess, smash Andre, and then Murder. I guess you could go. I'm gonna give you to Uncle Clifford.
See, I think we'll all marry Diamond because it's Diamond. Okay, I will fuck a little Murder because I think Lil Murder. I don't think he doesn't like women. I think he's just he's
Now, Jay Fonz.
Well, we haven't
I
seen
will
him with
fuck-
in
women,
real life
right?
he got a wife.
Yeah, he
yeah,
fine
he
in real
fine.
life. But we talking about the character.
I'm talking
right?
about on the show. He wasn't
No,
with any women on the show, though, right?
But on the show, I think on the show that he likes both. He just probably prefers, and he's now more open to. I don't think they've ever said that he's never been with women. I think he's
But we
always with
haven't
women as a
seen
beard.
him with any women either. That's what I'm saying, right?
I know, but I'll still fuck Murder.
So I
He's
can't
like-
assume
it's
that
just
he
a-
like both if we've only seen him with Uncle Clifford.
But they've said they've alluded to him using women as a beard to be. So that's why I
That's
was.
a beard.
My thing is, my thing is I don't have
We're
to be
talking
with
about the
Murder.
characters, though. I just want to be clear. We're talking about the characters. We don't know these
Right.
people.
So yeah, I will fuck
Because
Murder.
I damn sure would not marry. I would not marry Tyler's ass in real life. I'm sorry.
I'm marrying Diamond. I'm
he's too
fucking
pretty.
Lil Murder, and I'm killing Andre because Andre to me he's a cheater. And Andre, we've only even seen him jack off. We haven't even seen him have sex.
No,
It's-
but
I thought we did see him.
no, they didn't. They didn't.
He
They had
didn't do it.
fantasies, but he didn't have sex with her. But it doesn't matter. I'm looking at his
they
body,
did. You're right.
his body type. I'm looking like we've seen his meat though, and the body type again. So I just kind of feel like a cheater. Yeah, that's somebody to fuck. Like that's what they are. You know, take them home, wear them out. You know?
Yeah, but I will
Y'all
for sure.
killing me in the comments. People really, oh my gosh. We going off of what the characters have shown us on TV. Now people asking us, how do we not know that Andre don't like peeing? We don't know. Damn, we don't know.
Right, we
I'm
don't.
just telling you based off of what we've seen on TV.
Yes, I'm like I would for sure bang Lil Murder. And to me, Lil Murder is he's attractive. I like his energy. He's attractive. So I think that's the reason I would. This is one little bang. This one little bang. I'm marrying Diamond, so I'm good.
I don't want soft peen.
Bang, bang, bang. Do that
I don't
thing.
care how y'all feel about it. I don't want soft peen. And if you ain't really all the way into me like that, then you may give me soft peen, and that's not what I asked for, and that's not what I wanted. And when I saw Andre, it was giving rock. It was giving my rock, and that's where I'm at with it. And if you guys feel away,
I said what I said.
Give your puss to whoever you want to give your puss to. Real.
See, that's very clear. The next set of people that I have, who is it? I can't remember who I picked. Oh, I do know. It is the men of Insecure. Okay, Issa's exes. We have Lawrence, we have Daniel, and then we have Nathan. Okay, now for me.
Wait, hold on. Can we remix this?
No.
No, not the people. I wanna guess who y'all would pick. Or one of y'all.
Okay, try to go ahead and guess.
Can I go?
I'm gonna guess Jamie's.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so funny because I know you're wrong. Go ahead. You ready?
Okay. Jami, I think that you would marry Daniel, you would smash Nathan, and you would kill Lawrence.
You're right on one, right? I've been really thinking about killing Nathan. Can you? I know, Necey. I know, girl. My perspective has been shifting lately.
Is it because of social media?
I don't know what the fuck it is, but you know what? It could be because of social media. But this picture, I don't know why he looks so pale to me right now. And my eyes immediately went to Daniel. I'm like, this nigga so fine. So I'm like, I would definitely marry him. Right. Looking at how pale Nathan looks, it gives me, he ain't got no stroke game. So I'm like, we've seen what Lawrence is working with. So I was like, I may, you know what I'm saying? Smash Lawrence. And then I probably would kill off Nathan. I thought you was going to say that I was going to marry Nathan. And I'm like, bro, no, my eyes is on Samuel.
The other man is too fine for me to say marry Nathan out of the three. So I was like, that's not what she going to say.
Hilarious. Yeah, he going to have to go. Sorry, Nathan. Bye.
Yeah, that. But he ready.
Yeah.
For me, I would marry Lawrence, fuck Daniel, kill Nathan. Well, yeah, because I don't know what Daniel's doing with his life right now, but I know Lawrence got a good job, a nice house, take care of his baby, and know how to fuck. Daniel, I just know you know how to fuck people on the floor of a studio, so I don't really know much more about your life than that.
He worked with Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, I don't know much more about your life than that. Cause like, you know, like so what? So does old boy from you know, like what about Alphonse from what you call them, who you know, work with Rick Ross? When you think about somebody that works with rap artists, does that really make them more attractive to you, or do you sometimes view them like a yes man that's trying to get all of the extra fall through pussy that the main dude don't get? So you know that's not always appealing, and I don't know if that always mean money, but okay. Either way, no, Daniel just have too much of a like asshole factor for me to marry him long term. But I would absolutely devour him, and you know. Kill Nathan, because you know I'm from New Orleans, and very light complected men, they're a lot too much for me.
Another reason I have to say Nathan has to go. This photo truly reminds me of somebody I used to talk to. Like it looks just like them. I'm like, baby, you're out today. You're gone.
Not even
For sure.
Okay. For myself, I would. Oh, it's hard. My goodness. Low key, I'm marrying Daniel. I'm sorry. I wanted Issa to marry Lawrence, but as for me and myself, I'm marrying Daniel. I'm gonna smash Lawrence. He had a really nice booty. They showed his booty the entire season, and I know, like, I don't know. I just like a man with a nice, firm, athletic buttocks. He looked good.
That's it.
And then I'm gonna kill Nathan because, yeah, I'm just gonna kill Nathan. He's too cute. And again, y'all, even though he has a slender face and Lawrence has a slender face, Nathan has like a very cute, pretty boy look to him, whereas Lawrence is more like my speed. I feel like Nathan we would both be in the mirror waiting on the other one to finish getting ready before we leave the house.
See, for me, I would marry Nathan. I would fuck Lawrence. I would kill Daniel because Nathan was the less toxic person in Issa's life, and towards the end, he really had it together. Like he was like a cool dude in the end. I like he like real chill. Lawrence got a baby mama, saw this fucking real quick, and then Daniel was never really good. Like he always came in as wrecking havoc or whatever. And so I'm like, he had to die. So I would get married. Because to me, Nathan was the most chill. Once he got himself together, got on his meds. Yeah, once he got himself, I think in the beginning they all had issues or whatever. But his only flaw was he wasn't handling his mental health issues. He got that together. He was on the good path. So I would marry him.
What was Daniel's flaw?
He fucked Issa on the floor.
Issa fucked him. She was in a relationship.
But still he came in knowing she had one. He then wanted to break them up. So my thing is Daniel to me is the one who we don't really know anything good about him. See, I would let him die. He gotta go with Jesus. The next set of people is from movies, the characters. Okay. So I had Jamie Foxx from Booty Call in 97. him from Dreamgirls in 2006, and then him and Django Unchained in 2012. So out of these characters, who would you marry? Who would you fuck? Who would you kill?
Kill, fuck.
Kill.
You don't
I
kill
will
one?
fuck
Why y'all
Django.
killing him in Django? What he
I'm
do in
about to say,
Django?
I fuck him in Django. At least fuck him.
He
At
do
least.
nothing in Django. It just wasn't giving for me.
Killing the slave owners wasn't a turn.
Right.
I would marry Django Jamie. I would kill, of course, Dreamgirl Jamie, and I would bang Booty Call Jamie.
Yep.
Why? Booty Call Jamie
Why?
couldn't even keep it up. I'm definitely fucking Dream Girl version because he looked like he know how to fuck. Like that type of toxicity in a man in a nice suit, he's at least fucking me for 20 minutes. Jamie and Booty Call couldn't barely get the dick to last all of that foreplay they did, and then he skied it all early in the hospital, and she didn't even really get her rocks off from that shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no, and then he didn't want to eat the coochie and all of that. Yeah, no, he could die.
not kill, but die.
If I have to marry somebody, I would marry Django Unchained because I feel like he gonna always give you passionate sex, and then he gonna kill people on your behalf. So that's really all you need is protect and provide dick. So that's that. But the nigga in the middle, I'ma say he looked like a problematic fucker. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's just good at it for no reason.
Had to be.
Right.
Didn't he date two of the girls in the group?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
Beyonce
thought.
and Whitney
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah.
You parents was supposed to love me.
Right. So I'm gonna have to agree. It's Mary Django, smash Dream Girl Jamie, Booty Call can go.
Who you think, Jamie?
I'm sorry.
Girl, I'm still struggling. I'm just stuck on the Jamie Foxx show. I'll marry Jamie when he was singing to Fancy. I'll fuck Jamie when he was singing to Fancy.
Dearly be loving. I love that one.
You don't like WWE Jamie?
I'll just take. I'm with Bondy. Whatever Bondy said, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it.
Plain white rice.
And I'm not doing with y'all. Let's move forward to a couple of fashion looks we want to discuss.
Don't worry about it.
Just some random fashion that I didn't like, and thought, what can we think? Okay, so we have Journey Smollett, who was at a premiere for Netflix movie or whatever. We have Drea Michelle, who was just going somewhere in a little dress or whatever. And then we had Gabrielle Union in the streets of, I don't know, some other country on the Way Wild World tour. Okay, and when I seen these three particular looks, I felt like, okay, this is like different events or whatever. For me, for Journey, I feel like I seen this look on a stripper as a pantsuit, and then someone made it a dress, and I don't know if I like it or not.
You
I
said
don't
seen
know
the
if
look
it's-
on a stripper? What'd you say?
Yeah, I feel like
Oh.
I've seen this look on a stripper somewhere before, but it's like a dress form of it.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's that I don't like the shoulders, the big shoulder pads, or what. I like it and don't like it at the same time, and I'm just really confused. I love the color though. I love the color. It looks rich and shiny, which is cool. And then for Drea look to me is cute if you go on like to dinner real fast with your man and you want to have some quick sex in the car or whatever. I love the shoes. I love her thing back ponytail and the lipstick. But again, I mean, that's a quick, easy access outfit. And then for Gabrielle Union Wade, I love this look from the braids to the ease of the outfit. Like it's a club. I'm going to the club, but I also want to be fashionable. But what do y'all think though?
I feel like Journey normally does really well, but no. I feel like it doesn't even she looks uncomfortable. She looks like she's about to fall. I also feel like she looks really, really pale. I don't know if that's the lighting. I don't know what's going on, but my girl, can we get a little bit of rouge, a little bit of a red lip? The hair. What's happening with the hair? Did we not get it done? Journey, what's going on? This isn't how I expect you to come through, my girl. This is sad. Drea, what in a Fashion Nova? I mean, her face, her body looks amazing as always. The dress, it's a no for me. Like what? No, I don't like it. Gabrielle Union, yes, and that is all.
You like this? Yes.
Just yes.
Yeah, I really like Gabrielle. I think she looks super cute, and it's the body that is giving me. I like the fact that them pants look like they're actually boots. Like that is so freaking cute.
Mhm.
I think she looked good with her two braids and beautiful smile. Looks so great. Drea, I like the hair pulled to the back. Love the strong red lip. The outfit, I feel like her pose kind of makes the dress look better than what it is. I feel like if she was just standing straight up, I would be like, yeah, that's a no. I think the pose makes this look nice, but ultimately it really don't. Anyway, girl, Miss Journey. Journey's outfit is giving let's try something different, but I'm really disappointed in the stylist that suggested to her that she should wear this. Like, I've never seen Journey wear anything like this. And now we see that this really doesn't work. Even with her hair being down, she don't even really look happy in the photo to me. So I don't like that. I hate that they did that like her. I mean, did that to her. She's very beautiful. They could have did better.
I feel like this is the second time I saw Journey in a look like this.
Really?
Yeah, it's the second time I've seen her in a look like this. And I don't mean the exact same silhouette, but I mean where the dress doesn't cater to her shape. She's slim, and the shoulder pads make her look like top heavy, like she could fall over to the front because the pads are just too much.
Mhm.
And then I also think that they could have helped balance this out if they might have pulled her hair up or pulled her hair behind both ears or something. And like Bondy said, a red lip. I also don't like how this dress kind of stops at midi point, like some damn capris.
Mhm.
And then it doesn't even hit the floor. So they failed her on this one. They absolutely did. They failed her. It kind of reminds me of like maybe a situation where her stylist had already given away a bunch of dresses and they only had this one size left that really wasn't made for her, but they let her wear it anyway. It's not it. It's also giving Dancing with the Stars. So, Drea, I pulled up her picture on Instagram to look at it more clearly, and I felt like it was a resort look, but she was actually in Milan, Italy. Don't care for it. Um, I don't. I think it has something to do with the pose, and the pose to me is what feels very weird. So I don't care for it, but it is what it is. Gabrielle looks amazing. She had another look this week that was pretty fire where she was serving abs and a smile like she always does. So yeah, I love Gabrielle's look. She looks good.
We all love Gabrielle. The second set of looks that we have is from a couple of people. Okay, the housewives doing different things this week. We know the housewives Girl Trip is coming up, so it's Phaedra in the middle. But also, Shamia had a birthday party. And I'm assuming everyone had to wear red. So we do have Portia in her all red outfit. We then have Candy, Monietta Shaw, who will be on the season of Housewives of Atlanta, and also Drew. Um, I love Drew's purse. It's weird.
Cynthia.
Oh, that's it. That's Cynthia bag that she was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it. I
What do you
want
mean?
to buy it.
Cynthia Bailey's brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it in
Oh.
yellow too. Um, I feel like Phaedra, who was in the middle. I'm confused. Phaedra looks great. Let me start with that. Phaedra looks great. However,
Bite-sized black Morticia Adams. Yeah.
yeah,
Midlife
that's
crisis.
exactly. Yes, this is weird. And like
I
the
don't
back
like
of
the
the
hair at
dress,
all.
but the back of her dress, like half, like the side of her butt is out. I don't know why Phaedra's in the sex pot, phase of her life. I just, I don't get it, but it's fine. Portia's dress to me is cute. Portia, wants to be Simon's, concubine, so that's what it is. And then for Candy, Monietta, and Drew, honey, it's a little trio. It's a little nothing. But I like the purse that Drew had though. What y'all think?
I don't like any of them. Portia's hair looks nice. Her dress is ordinary with the split. I really don't like Phaedra's dress. Her hair. I just do not like this dress and these damn shoes. Like, girl, the shoes even look like they're giving kitten heel. But anyway, I don't like it. And everybody else with Drew looks ordinary, and I don't like it. I think Monyetta has some cute shoes on though.
Okay. Really quickly, Portia looks amazeballs. Phaedra is giving trying too hard in so many different ways.
Yep.
And Drew, I like your bag. I don't like your dress. I do think your makeup looks good. I don't like your hair. Monyetta, where's your neck, honey? Candy, I don't like that dress on you. Something about the midsection looks weird to me, but I do like your shoes, and I do think your hair and makeup look pretty. That's all.
I have to agree. The three ladies on the left is not really giving nothing at all. And Phaedra, I'm so sorry. But Phaedra did a really good job in earlier seasons convincing me that she didn't know a damn thing about this man and his fraudulent activity. But the way she's been stepping out on the scene for the past couple of years is very much giving fraud related or fraud adjacent, because this is not it. The wigs are giving scammer. The dress is giving scammer. The lipstick is giving scammer. Ain't nothing looking how it should be looking. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know what has happened. The gig is up.
It was all a lie.
It was all up. She very much has been looking like she rode with people like Apollo, like very much. But okay. Portia looks good. I think black hair looks best on Portia. She looks good. I ain't seen Portia not look good. She low-key been glowing. Even though I spent a whole mini season lighting her and Simon up, they look good on Instagram. And I think that's where she needs to keep
aging
it.
backwards.
Not she need to keep it on Instagram.
She do. She needs to keep it on Instagram, because the minute that she had her own show, it was like, no. But very low-key, I find myself like, oh, look at Portia and Simon. Like when I see him on Instagram, like, oh, look at them.
Especially because he's been looking like she's been, convincing him to do Botox or something, because he don't have as many bags under his eyes and stuff.
Listen,
he look different.
Girl, he
Good,
looking tight face like something.
Not tight face.
Well, at first she was using that same editing app that Necey was using on his face.
Oh Lord Jesus.
All that surgery on your face.
So is it the app or
the filter? Like, what's the point of making yourself look like a Muppet baby? You still got to use filters every time you take a picture.
We on Necey or we on Simon?
I was talking about
So let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Y'all, look, I swear to God, Necey looks better plain face. So when I see her with all that stuff, I'm like, do you not know how good you look without all the extra shit? Like, she looked like a Muppet in them those face tuned filter things. It's so weird. You don't look human.
Erica De Niro posted reposted like a Necey appreciation post, and it showed her like before with her old face and stuff, and I was just kind of like, girl, you really could have left yourself alone. It just really needed new hair and new makeup. Like it didn't need it did.
Her teeth and her makeup was all that was needed. That was
it didn't need 5 nose jobs or 2 or 3 or however many it's been. It's more than one.
Sure, I said you need to fix them teeth.
They're fixed.
They're done.
They're done. They're done.
Are they?
They're done. No, but I think this is a good chapter of Necey, and she don't need to do nothing else. She's been looking pretty good lately.
She need to stop using them filters. Like, you don't need filters. Your nose disappear, your face get flat, the color is off, and you be a Muppet baby. You ain't no black Muppets. Just don't do that. Just leave it alone. I don't like it. It makes me mad. It makes me upset. But I have a question for y'all. Okay, so look, y'all know this week, Monique apologized a little bit to DL and his family, whatever. So my question is an apology real if someone starts it by saying, if I offended you, I'm sorry? Is that a true, genuine apology when someone has told you someone was offended? What do y'all think? Is it a real, genuine
It's not a
apology?
real it's not genuine. It's not real if you do that. If a person is coming to you expressing their issue or whatever with something that happened, then it's clear that you offended them. You just apologize for the action and just move on. Because obviously you offend them. And it's sad because it's like, even if you truly feel like they on bullshit, you know what I'm saying? You could just not even give an apology if that's the case. But if I offended, you might as well keep it. You know, if not, just be like, "Oh I apologize. I didn't
I have
intend
to
to do
agree.
that."
I feel like that's the apology you use, like Jamie said, when you feel like the other person is on bullshit. Kind of like, all right, since you caused so much of a damn ruckus, let me say this so we can move the fuck on. So I don't think that that's a genuine apology. But sometimes, not in this situation with Monique and DL, but sometimes people deserve that type of apology. Like, you know what? For the sake of not shaking the table and moving on so you can shut the F up, let me go ahead and say this to you.
Yeah, I feel like people also say that if you know you did something too and you ain't even trying to own up to it. You know,
Right.
if it's a two-way thing and it's like, okay, if I offended you, then girl, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Usually a but is followed behind that. If I offended you, I'm sorry, but
Right.
you know.
Well, she did say but. She said but fuck DL. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, I probably believe it was for the wife and the kids. So
I feel like don't apologize now, especially if it's not really genuine. And I also feel like when I can only really remember one time apologizing to somebody in that respect, and it was a white woman who was white womaning. Okay, she was using her tears to get sympathy for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. Alcoholics act crazy. But ultimately, she had a moment where she had my boss coming to me on some bullshit. You need to apologize to her for fucking what?
Not boss.
For fucking what? Because because she was
Right.
white and he was white and they were friends and they drink together. And so she whined to him, and now I have to apologize because I did something she didn't like. It wasn't even a big deal. Like, complete misunderstanding. You know, we have interns. I'm back there by myself trying to cut a show by myself. I can't babysit her, who likes to sit extremely close to me, and that annoys the fuck out of me. I need space and I need to work. So can y'all move her to another department and, until I get somebody else in the back that can help me? Okay, that was what I was saying to her. And I wasn't even saying it with an attitude, but either way, like, they made me apologize to her. And I remember being like, okay, well, if I upset you, I'm sorry. And then that was it. There were no buts. I just walked away after that. And I didn't want to apologize.
No, I feel you on that, because sometimes I feel like if they come to you, if it's a job, I don't think I've ever had a job do that, but it does make me think if they come to you, it's really more so. I would probably take it as you trying to son me, and more so than trying to actually get an apology for this bimbo who could have actually also approached me and we could have had a conversation. You trying to son me is what is coming off, and because you're trying to son me, I ain't doing shit. And I already been keeping a record of all the shit y'all been doing anyway, so we can do the EEOC. Let's go. Like, I'm not apologizing to this hoe. That's not in my job description. But I haven't experienced. I'm just saying.
I haven't apologized.
I mean, I quit eventually, and that same lady cried when I quit, girl.
Oh, help me.
Let her cry by herself, Jesus. Let her fix it. We need y'all to do something for us right now. And that is like the damn video, okay? Because liking is always the thing to do. So y'all know we're finna get into some TV chat. But first, we have a quick announcement for something we all have coming up this weekend. Okay, we have somebody we're gonna talk to on Monday. Okay, and that person happens to be Stormy from Love and Marriage Huntsville. It is her first season. There will be an exclusive interview that will be on my channel Monday, June 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. But if you are a member, if you happen to be a member of any of our channels, you can watch us interview her live on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Okay, y'all know we pre-record our interviews and only our members are watching us live. If you are a member from my channel or Bonnie's channel or Necey's channel or Jami's channel, you can watch the thing live right here. Okay, we will post the link for our members. And I think Bonnie and Jami had Discord. I'll post mine on my communities tab. I think Necey has her community tab as well. So go ahead and look out for that, honey, and we will see y'all on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. But for the other folks, will be premiering on Monday evening. Okay, so I'm excited. I want to ask her some things, some backstage information, and see about some shade that was being thrown earlier today with stuff. Okay, but let's get into TV chat.
Somebody asked, are we sending questions? Yeah, y'all feel free to send questions to our Instagram, email, however y'all want to contact us, send questions.
Make sure that y'all should be following us, okay? You can email us at OohLadiesFirstPanel@gmail.com. You can send us messages also on our Twitter or our Instagram, which is OohLadiesFirst. You can also please be sure to be following all of us on our separate social medias and our pages. Bondy at Bondy Blue, me at Daily's Corner, Jami that's me at Jami that's me, and then Necey at Necey Dixon. Okay, make sure that y'all is subscribed to everybody, that y'all following everybody. Okay, our Cash App is the same thing. Do all of those things around here. Support the panel who supports y'all on Wednesdays and also on Thursdays and other days of the week. Okay, we want here all the time giving y'all content for free. So go ahead and support us. P-Valley. So I'm liking this season. I was watching Rock's review when she brought up how she thinks every episode makes the show a different show. I kind of like where it's going, okay? But we seen a couple of things this episode. Uncle Clifford was on a pole. I was surprised to see Uncle Clifford. I was like, oh, she out here like, you know what I'm saying, dipping into doing it or whatever. And even Uncle Clifford out here spinning and Roulette out here sucking dick. I was like, girl, what are you doing? You get $1,000, you know what I'm saying, to put your mouth on it or whatever. You breaking all the rules. Do y'all think she gonna get caught? Because it's a camera in that room. And she looked up at the camera. So what y'all think spinning Uncle Clifford gonna do when he found out that Roulette out here being a hoe in the club?
I don't know, but she need to go. You need to get the hell out of here. Let me tell you something. I thought I was gonna like her because I do like the young lady that plays the character. But Miss Bean. But I do not like Roulette, and I want her to get the fuck on. And I don't like Whisper either. And I think Whisper is giving y'all fake light. It's darkness in that bitch too.
Yes.
Cocaine in the bathroom. Weird ass bitch. No, and Roulette, I don't like her specifically because I feel like she put them other women in harm's way. That's the reason why y'all can't hoe or y'all out the door. Because then them niggas come in there expecting women who don't do that shit to do that. Y'all saw that dude pressing that girl. That was one example. Somebody gonna be in there drunk expecting that sloppy toppy. And when one of the girls say no, it's gonna get out of hand. So I don't like the beach.
I also feel like she gonna get involved with them oxys that she started to do transport at the end of the episode.
She gonna blackmail them. She probably gonna blackmail them.
That's what I was thinking. But first of all, I just have to go back to Uncle Clifford because I really hope that was him on the pole because he was cutting the.
They said it was a body double.
Her.
The same thing. They said it was a body double. Yes.
Damn. That body double was cutting the.
How is it happening?
I said,
you know who the doubles are. All the doubles be fucking up.
Yes, a Roulette. I thought Roulette was gonna end up having a moment like Brandy because it was looking a little shaky up there on that pole, girl. But she made it work. I don't know what to say about Roulette. I really like her. We're not gonna act like she didn't whip that out. I'm kind of liking that they're whipping out the dicks because we always see the ladies' breasts and everything.
No. She didn't whip anything out. He whipped that thing out.
Oh well, you're right. You're right. He whipped it out.
popped
He
out.
whipped it out.
It popped out. It was like. Boing. I was like, okay,
There we go. But you know what? I think a lot's gonna be happening in that red room. I don't know why. I just feel like a lot gonna be happening.
The poll thing got my head going. Did y'all see? Like the poll isn't connected to anything but the top. So they're spinning on a pole that's also moving. It's crazy.
Right. The pole is spinning too.
Yes,
I
that shit
think
was crazy.
something is gonna happen with Whisper. But if y'all watch Snowfall, when I seen Roulette snort that, I said no, not Wanda back on the drugs. She back on them thing. No, we didn't came so far because she didn't change her life around on Snowfall. Now she back snorting that stuff. Something interesting is gonna happen with the new girls, but Whisper is dark AF. Yep. It was kind of scary in that bath. It was scary in the bathroom when she offered the girl the stuff, just the way she was talking. Like, I don't know, something with that girl is really up. Yep.
What if she's one of Montavious girls?
Who's Montavious?
The one that they killed in their room.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
It was just something that
I heard that on Twitter. Somebody said that either she is on Twitter. Somebody suspected that either she's working for the mayor to get the club shut down because she might expose what Roulette was doing, and then somebody else mentioned that she's there to get Haley.
I hope not. I hope because I think. I don't want to carry on the story of her and that dead man or whatever. I want them to kind of move past that. So I do hope they not connected in that way, but I do hope they have like two whole different like issues or whatever. Because the fact that Haley, that Roulette and Whisper don't know each other, but they like so cool and storing cocaine together and bumping cooties or whatever and tampons. Like the fact that they both connect so fast means they both was probably just as trouble as the other one. Even seeing how Roulette kind of got on get this dude or whatever, and I'm like, you are that already? It's fast. It's fast, but I do feel like Roulette is playing a dangerous game because she knows what she's not supposed to do, and she's gonna do it anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing Whisper versus Diamond battle towards the end of the season.
Honey, I'm a big Diamond all day. But I wonder, I don't know if Whisper is like evil or if she just in touch with different shit and she just really, really different. Because
who is Diamond? Him. I thought when you said battle, I'm thinking dance floor. You mean as far as their energy?
I didn't mean. Yeah, I mean like the energy practices that they both do. Diamond might end up having to save everybody again.
Gotcha.
So we see he coming back next week. So I do wonder how that's gonna work. But moving on from them, Keyshawn and Love Murder, who was on tour. Okay, I feel like Keyshawn is still worried about Derek seeing like photos and stuff she's doing online, on the road, because when the manager posted that one photo, and I feel like Derek know that she's not really with him. So Derek know like it's just for show. So the fact that she's like still kind of worried about, if you're gonna see it or whatever. Cause I'm like, Derek is for sure following that man, that her manager. Ain't no way he's not doing that or whatever. And her trying to not put on how dangerous it is going to be posting that is like really, really sad to me. But I do like the closeness between Lil Murder and Keyshawn. Like it's like a sister brother thing or whatever. How she is like fully his beard and want to protect him. Also the dude Lil Teak, the bodyguard dude, even to see how him and Lil Murder, him and Lil Murder were in prison together, and it seemed like when Lil Murder got stabbed, Teak killed the dude who stabbed him. And when Teak said, I don't know how you got the CO to send me those rhymes on tissue, but I think because it was so dark to me. I feel like Lil Murder was probably exchanging sexual favors to get stuff to Teak.
That's what I was thinking.
That make the most sense to me. And for me, I feel like the bond between them two is probably that tough. And I wonder if Murder's weirdness was remembering what he had to do to send those messages to Teak, to keep Teak, in good spirits. So I love seeing them just have that conversation, and we kind of see why Teak is so protective of Murder, because he helped him out of that dark place in the hole or whatever. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think?
The first thing I want to say about Keyshawn's manager, even though he knows what's up, of course he's promoting it right because it's a part of the tour. But some part of me feel like he always wanted Keyshawn, so he could be posted that just to cause a more issue within her relationship. The other thing with Big T, that was interesting because I think that's a good observation that y'all made. I just wondered whether or not that Big T always had a crush on Murder and felt the need to protect him, or if they engaged, like could he have been his first or something. I didn't even think that he did some favors just to get that to him. I have to say, I feel like they got a history.
Yeah, I feel like they each other's first love. I mean, I couldn't see him doing them favors just to get stuff to him because they homies. I feel like he would only do it because he like actually loved that man. So I see that. And Jami, you brought up a good point with the manager liking Keyshawn, because it was a scene where when he first pulled up on her and she was in a parking lot somewhere, he like stopped and broke his neck. And I was like, oh, okay, he like her. So I think y'all are right. He is definitely posting to try to make the baby daddy mad.
I think so. And also I appreciated the way Keyshawn and Murder react to each other. Like they're very brother-sister relationship some way. So I like to see that. Like when she
I said that was me. That was my voice.
It was because
on TikTok.
Yeah, girl, listen. I was trying to get out of it and it kept popping back up. But anyway, what I'm about to say. Yes, when she was greasing his scalp, like that did something for me. Like it just, and then her running around the hotel room, like she acting like a big old kid, and it's because she always so scared at home. Like the way she is so light. It makes me angry with her, especially when she said the reason why she wasn't welcome in the paint anymore was because she couldn't believe in else. I'm like, being with Diamond ain't no fucking fairy tale, you nut. Oh my God. Anyway, when it comes to Big Teak, it definitely feels like Big Teak and Murder have more than a friendship, more of a relationship type of situation. But obviously we can't speak on it. We can't talk about it. But it absolutely gives, we tried shit together when we were young. And we just know we can't be those people, which is why Big Teak is getting increasingly annoyed with Pico's comments. And Pico talking about coming out with a mixtape and all of that to talk about trade secrets and all of that type of shit. I feel like he begging to get his ass beat again. I think that Big Teak might end up killing Pico because Pico not gonna stop. And what was up with that ignorant ass girl looking for Lil Murder? I was like,
right. I thought she knew him or something.
I was nervous that
his baby mama looking for child support or something.
I was nervous that Keyshawn was gonna misplace that letter to Uncle Clifford and somebody was gonna find it.
But see, I don't think it's even. Well, it probably is addressed to him.
But it looked like he ended up receiving a letter at the end of the episode.
Well, no, he had been received, like when Clifford was sitting at the mirror, you see all the different postcards. So it seemed like he'd been sending them. That wasn't the first one, and that's why the song "With the Love of Happiness" I was playing. And you see the city is he's sending one for each city because he love her, and Clifford love Murder. They both in their own ways was being stubborn at different times, and now neither one of them know how to kind of fully get back to where they were, because Clifford's still pissed. But I hope it, works its way out in the end, though. Because it's cute. And I think even that Keyshawn know how much Murder love, Uncle Clifford, even she like trying to help, like, like, they say what you say, like, don't say no bullshit, like, say something real or whatever. And we see, that is what, like, I love her. I'm like, give me love. Oh my God. It's so cute. I want them today to be together. I love them. Mercedes, the coach, and his wife. Honey, Mercedes needs some money, okay? Because her arm is hurt. She's not dancing as much. She's getting a little bit older, whatever. So she calls the coach and takes him up on an offer to pay her like $10,000 a week, like $10,000 a weekend, to come up there and basically, be one of his hoes. And the wife we finally see, and it's a scene to where the wife at first is like not happy about it, but going with it. And then when the coach kind of say, "Oh, she used to be a photographer," and she was like, "No, she is one. Like, this is great work." And the wife see how Mercedes was like spoke up for not only herself but also for the wife, and that makes the wife kind of not be so whatever about it, and they get to a better place. Now, when she danced for them, she gives them the whole experience or whatever, and the wife getting, I'm like, how the wife get naked and how they all fucking? I was like, oh, I did not expect that, but as she danced and how entranced the wife was, I was like, ooh. But again, for me, that's a part of the show showing like there's this different spiritual different vibe about everything they do. And when they had these slow motion moments, and people are like just kind of like just stuck on, I'm like, see, it's that shit. So I was like, I mean, fuck Coach and his wife. What y'all think?
I don't know if this gonna work out for Miss Mercedes, how she might think, because of that large contract that they gave her, talking about some sign in 3 places. I feel like when she ready to be done, she may not be able to be done. And I really just say that because it seems like every time Mercedes gets something good, it's snatched right up under her. So I just don't see anything good coming from this situation. This gonna start out cute, but I don't know. I guess it's good that she made a friend in the wife. Maybe the wife gonna have to help her release from this or something like that. But I don't see it being a good thing in the end. But she did a wonderful job on that pole, even though her arm was hurt.
She did.
When the wife said how you can pay 10 grand a weekend, I don't even get that much. I was like, bitch, why not?
Right.
You the wife. That was
And see, that's the thing, Jay Lee. For me, listening to how the wife talked about her husband, to me, she's giving her a clear idea of how her husband is once he gets used to you. So once, like, yeah, you're a new thing. He hasn't, had it. So once he's used to you, then he gonna be throwing you to the side the same way you feel the pink is throwing you to the side because they went and got some new people. So it's just gonna be the same thing. She's gonna be going through it again.
You exactly right. If he can do his wife like that, he's not gonna treat her well after a while. And I do think they're gonna team up, just as you said. It was too funny though, whenever her phone kept going off and singing like them little kid songs in the middle of her on the pole.
And why she got that for her daughter reads on?
Right, and her daughter like a teenager. I was like, who was calling you? But you saw the way that the wife's eyes like literally turned like blue when she was entranced with what Mercedes was doing. It was cool. Strippers really are artists and athletes, and it's just insane. It really is.
Brandy's body is impeccable. Like it's unreal. I was watching a compilation photo dump that she did with video and stuff of her rehearsing for some of the dances and stuff, and her body is just crazy. And it's because she's friends with Kiara Lachey, and the old workouts have Brandy in them a lot. So even though she was in such great shape then, to see her now, it's still like on a whole nother level. It's crazy. But I enjoyed that scene so much for a few reasons. First of all, Mercedes, even though she ain't have nothing, that bitch didn't look like she ain't had nothing. That bitch looked good. That wig was nice. That dress was giving. She was giving classy base. That apartment was sickening. Okay. And honestly, if she was gonna make $10,000 a weekend, girl, that's 1 weekend a month. I would say 1 weekend a week. I'm sorry, 10,000 a week. 1 weekend per week. That means you could make $40,000 a month. I probably will fuck with him for do a 6-month deal.
Yep.
Do a 6-month deal, make your bank, and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you already was fucking him, so obviously, because it seemed as if she'd already fucked him before, there was a comfortability there. But I knew that wife was gone. I knew the wife was feeling her. The wife was too uptight and too agreeable. So if you're agreeable and uptight, it's because you got your own shit going on with you. And all Mercedes needed to do was compliment her art and keep it a buck with her. And all of a sudden you get on a pole and the energy changes. But it absolutely, I loved it. The dance that she did outside of her daughter's ringtone scaring the shit out of everybody. But I loved it because we hardly ever get to see Mercedes do like slow, more sexy dancing. Yes, sensual dancing. Like they would normally have Haley doing in Mississippi do those types of dances, and they would have Mercedes doing like that hard bucking shit on the pole. And this was like the first time I saw her like do it in such a soft way, and it was really beautiful. Like that point, I think, where she was like, she was coming down the pole, but she was like turning her legs and not using her arms. It was some weird shit. I can't even explain it, but it's crazy entertaining to watch the stripper performances throughout the episode. I loved
It
it.
is.
And as far as that threesome situation, child Coach and his wife looked like she was exactly what they needed, and she was able to go ahead and see about Serica.
And then with Terica, you know, Mama Shell at home drunk, honey, drunk in the afternoon. We seen Terica going to get the food from the food bank, whatever, from Grandma Patrice Woodbine, giving the folk boxes and everything. And the fact that we see Shell and Mercedes have the conversations where, you know, Shell admits how I was being more loyal to a dead man who wasn't loyal to me in life. And, you know, he begged me to raise your daughter because he felt like you could, and your mama thought that too. But it's weird that Shell feel like her life was over by raising Terica. But it's like Mercedes had got to a point to where she could have raised her own daughter. You just chose to keeping her, and you didn't have to. And then seeing Terica hear the conversation where she realized, oh, my mom was 15 when she had me, and not only that, my daddy was an adult. You know, and the whole story that I didn't know Terica never knew that part of it. So the fact that she knew, but she still feel like, well, even now you're making excuses. It's like, well, I think she still don't get how hard it is for Mercedes to not be able to just have her back. So I do want some kind of resolve with that. But what do y'all think about that whole thing?
I thought it was sad for the little girl. I did. But I was surprised that was part of the story too. I thought she had known everything when it came to Mercedes and why her mom didn't have her. I'm not too much invested in that storyline because I forgot so much about it from the previous season. So I guess it'd be interesting to see it. I mean, I have a feeling she's definitely gonna have her daughter back full time, and everything will just smooth over eventually. But it's not gonna come easy.
I'm with Necey, not truly that invested. I was just a bit shocked to see her be so drunk because I couldn't recall her being like that last season. So how she come in and she just overly drunk now. I don't know if Mercedes is going to get custody of her daughter again. I feel like she might not, especially dealing with Coach and stuff. We'll just have to see. But one thing that I did appreciate that girl saying, because I felt like she wasn't being as attentive, even when her daughter called to talk to her, she was trying to rush her off the phone so she could go upstairs and do her job or whatever like that. Didn't see if the girl really needed some or didn't, you know what I'm saying? I like when the girl mentioned to her, when Mercedes said, oh, I had you at the age of 15 or something like that. And she was like, but you weren't always that age. Meaning, BIT, you could have came and got me. You could have tried. You could have did something. But she didn't. But we'll see how it's going to play out with them.
I don't think it's that she didn't try. I think that it was 3 adults against 1 child for a long time. And I think that at some point it seemed like it was better to just leave her in the home that she was in. Because if we think about it, like Terica is 15 now. Mercedes had her when she was 15. So Mercedes, what? By the time she was
like 30 now, like 31.
20, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, but by the time she made 20, Terica was 5. Can you really afford to take care of a child by yourself even at 20? Probably not. Yeah. So she started
think about that the whole time because it was her mama, the husband, and the wife who were all adults, and then Mercedes was the child.
Exactly.
Damn, I didn't think about that till just now.
I don't think it's that simple, but I do understand Terica feeling like, damn, it always seemed like it's some excuse with you when it comes to me. But I also feel like hold up. I also feel like they're glossing over the fact that her baby daddy had to know she was 15. Like, talking about she lied and said she was 18. I don't care what nobody talking about. You know that a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old are too fucking young. Okay? Too fucking young as far as I'm concerned for any grown man to be trying to lay down with.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like you can see the difference between a 15-year-old and, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see, because to me, I feel like 15-year-olds and 18-year-olds look extremely young. I don't care what you're talking about. So You gonna tell me you didn't recognize how old she was, even though you climbed on top of her? And y'all remember that Mercedes' issue with Patrice was that Patrice allowed for her boyfriend or whoever to do something to Mercedes, and then when Mercedes said something, she didn't believe her. They had a whole conversation in the jail cell when both of them got arrested last season. So if I'm thinking about it correctly, that means she was probably running away from that household and ran to the old nigga who was also married, but she at least wanted to be with him. So he probably was protective of her, But at the same time, what kind of fucked up nigga are you to tell your bitter ass wife never to give your side chick her baby back? Because that's what Shell said. He told me never to give her back to you on his dying breath or whatever. Cortez is 19. When did we get that information? That Cortez is 19.
They making up. They ain't making up. That man dead. They've never even said how old he was.
That. I'm about to say, when did they? Because if they really make it seem like they were much older than her when that happened.
But because he was an adult, I think, because he was married. He was married to Shell at that point.
Yeah, he was.
So it's like, and I think Mercedes has always said, like, I was 15 and I lied, but again, he still kept dealing with me even when he knew how old I was. And I think they try to make her be like the fast girl. Like, he was also the dude who's still fucking with her, after the fact or whatever. So that's the weird part. But honey, I still think it's a good episode and whatnot. I think that was all that really
definitely. It was a great episode.
Can't wait till next week when Diamond come back and we can see somebody. It's just, it was worth the wait for the show to come back now. But let's move on to, I think, Love and Marriage DC. Love and wrong thing. Let me move on to the next one. Let's do DC. I don't want to do Huntsville just yet because I got to cuss some people out. Love and Marriage DC. I think the episodes are getting better. I do think the first couple episodes were slow. And now we kind of know them a little bit more. I'm liking it. But we seen Arena talk with her daughter about the issues between her and Jami. Should parents involve their kids in the marriage issues? It was weird to me to hear Arena say it was weird seeing Arena talk to her daughter about her and Jami. And also our daughter brought up how Jami had also vented to her about Arena. So is that, why parents involving kids in adult shit, in marriage issues? That's just weird to me.
Did she really involve her? I don't know. Okay, I may have interpreted this the wrong way, but I don't think she went into detail about their issues. I think she was just kind of like, how hard-headed your daddy is because what he be doing to y'all. It felt more like that to me.
No, she's talking about the fight they had at the club.
Oh.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I don't think, it didn't feel to me like she went, it didn't feel to me like she crossed any boundaries. It just didn't feel that way to me. But I also get the vibe that her and her daughter are probably really close because they, 15 years apart? The daughter 18 years apart. Still close in age.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like that daughter ain't no child. She grown now. So I feel like they can have those type of, you know what I'm saying, conversations if she want. The dad just went to her not too long ago, wanting to get her thoughts on how he handled. Well, no, I think he was talking to her in general, and she talked to him about how he handled the brother, and he was receptive to what she had to say. So maybe she's the most maturest child that probably always has butted in and gave them sound advice when it came to, their marriage or something, and they allowed it. So I ain't really seen that wrong with it.
I didn't think it was really, this is what I understood from the conversation. Brittany was there when he came back in a club screaming and hollering about Arena to Brittany. So it wasn't even like she was just talking about something that Brittany didn't know about. Brittany was there that night at the club. So she was like, he comes inside screaming at me, telling me, basically talking to me like I'm supposed to reprimand my mom. So to me, I feel like they probably often put their kids in their shit, specifically Brittany and probably the oldest son.
Little Jami.
Yes, I absolutely feel like they've probably made the kids emotionally responsible for them in one respect or another. Arena seems like the type of woman to sit and cry in front of her daughter.
You're right, because the first episode, the thing about Arena that rubbed me the wrong way was when she took her son to that Tocha note and sat there and said, I had to cry for him to finally see how I felt. I've never cried before in front of him. And to me, it felt like she was trying to trigger him with her tears. So you hit the nail on the head whenever you said that. You ain't lying.
It's definitely giving, your daddy keep hurting me and I don't have nobody else. So I end up relying on my oldest daughter in some respect for emotional support. And so she's not only my daughter, but she's also my friend too, because I've learned to lean on her in that respect. And I think Jami being out of control, like he can be, I think he likes to go around complaining about Arena to people, specifically their kids, because he feel like that's his safe space to do that. But it definitely gives like, the nigga be disrespecting her in front of the kids. So even if Brittany didn't have that conversation with Arena, she still know what's going on because they're going to do shit in front of their kids because they can't help it. You saw how they was arguing in front of them people at the real estate, at the house for the real estate situation.
I know that was embarrassing.
Brittany brought up how he had already told her about what happened. That's why I said the fact that Jami had already vented in some way to her about the mama. It's crazy. I don't think parents should ever involve their children in the marital issues because that will make the kid feel one way or the other about either parent, or you're just always involved in your parents' bullshit. I think the kid, you can like know your mom and dad like have issues or whatever, but they should not come and talk to you about what they like. I don't like that because you involve kids in your bullshit. Like I think when she talked to him about the brother, that's fine. That's a sibling shit. But like mom and dad should not vent to the daughter about mom and dad issues because y'all husband and wife. It should be y'all venting to each other or your own friends or whatever. So I thought that was just weird that even Brittany said, well, yeah, dad said, you know what I'm saying, this happened too. And so I knew that part from him. And then Arena gave her part. I'm like, where are y'all adult friends to have these conversations with? Okay. Mm-hmm. But speaking of parents talking to kids, we seen Winter talking to her children, her older two, her 20-year-old daughter and 18-year-old son. She has explained to them how she was getting divorced from Kevin. And to see the daughter voice how she felt like Kevin really did deceive her mom, how Kevin was like love bombing mom. Kevin came in, he deceived you. He wooed you to get you to marry him. And he basically tricked everybody. So I love the fact that the daughter opinion kind of made me feel like he tricked them too. And then once they saw who he really was, they realized not only was we fooled, but so was mom. Because the daughter just spoke from a place of like, he fooled you. Like, you could not have done anything different. He purposely tricked you to make you think he was one thing. She said he shielded who he really was to get you. And I was like, damn, like the insight as a 20-year-old woman was cool to see. And I love that she kind of made sure mama knew it ain't your fault, mama. You know what I'm saying? Because even I see what he did. So I love that. I think a lot of people felt like more people have blamed Winter in that situation. I felt like we can't blame someone who was really tricked by someone who tried to deceive them. Even if she moved too fast, like the daughter said, he tricked you. Like it wasn't as if you was blind. Like he blinded you with some bullshit. So I love seeing that conversation between one of her kids, though.
You know what annoys me though?
What?
It annoys because I felt like that from the beginning about the Winter and Kevin situation. Yeah, I feel like she probably rushed, and she said that I was on live today and she was in my live and she was like, she did kind of let him rush her and that was her mistake. Like, so she does take accountability for how, she allowed herself to get swept up in the relationship with Kevin. But I also feel like people try to make it seem like when a woman, is happy or excited to have a man showering her with gifts, that means that she's deserving of being treated like shit on the back end because she was basically, brought in with the gift giving and the money spending. Like what woman isn't essentially? Like if you are into a man, child, I'm going to have to ask her how she was into Kevin, child. But if you are into a man and he's love bombing you, isn't it usually hard for women to not get caught up in that? Because I feel like y'all are always talking about how niggas love bomb y'all all over the place on these internets, online. That's why we can pinpoint it now because it happens so frequently. Yeah. So, and I also felt like from jump when they were talking about it, the whole thing that happened was he scammed his partners at the business that he owned. So I just kind of feel like essentially it wasn't her that he scammed out of money. He scammed his business partners out of money. And she was like, I can't be with you, under these circumstances. And then she finds out that he had been lying about other things. So yes, she should have had better discernment in the situation. But the way people talk about it, it was almost like she was a gold digger that just got scammed and now she mad about it. And I kind of feel like that's a real harsh assessment to have when most women would get caught up in a man showering them with gifts. But yes, I love her daughter, and I thought her daughter.
I don't think Winter was like. I think Winter was hurt, not mad. I think she thought it was real, and once she realized it was some bullshit, she was just hurt that she got caught up in it, and her kids was caught up in it. So I don't even see her being like mad at Kevin. I think she's hurt that he would do that, because we have to remember. Kevin wasn't a stranger. Kevin knew folks she knew. Like the fact that Kevin knew Monique enough for years. You assume when you have mutual friends.
That's another thing. It wasn't like there wasn't other people co-signing.
Right. So it's like it wasn't as if it was you assume if something is bad about a person, your friend gonna say, "Hey friend, I know him, don't trust him."
Somebody just said he is a con artist and they acting like he's just a regular liar. Like y'all are right. Like he's more than just somebody that's lying or scamming online or catfishing somebody. It's more than that, because he literally scammed people he had to give like his tax documentation to. That takes that shit to another level, to where, I just kind of can understand how she can get swept up. But then again, yes, she still has some responsibility in it, and she admitted it. I just think that people were being really harsh about it because of the way Ashley and Quick decided to start going in on her. And I'm not going to get over that.
They didn't want, I think Ashley and Quick feel like if we can focus on Winter shit, no one will look at our shit, because Quick works too much. Ashley don't like how much they have issues too, and it's easier to be like, okay, no, look at her shit and not my shit. And I think because folks, kind of attached to that, it made it easier to kind of go at Winter than anything else.
Yeah, I have to agree with Winter. I did think it was weird that she didn't do her fact checking, crossing her T's and dotting her I's. But I didn't want to completely judge her because she left both relationships as soon as something was wrong. When she explained that with her first husband who cheated on her, and when she left this one, she only allowed him to mess up one time.
Right.
And that's why I was like, okay, she's not a whole entire clown. She may have made some mistakes and jumped the gun, but I don't think she's an entire clown. And then whenever I saw her talking to her daughter, it seemed like her daughter was only 20 and had this maturity about her where you could tell that her mother had already instilled really
confidence.
Good, confidence, value in her daughter, to whenever she knows, hey, if a man ever do this, then you leave. So seeing her daughter talk wasn't like, oh, so maybe he did trick them. For me, it was like, okay, her daughter got sense and she obviously got it from her mom. So I'm actually going to believe some of what Winter is saying.
Yes, it was like a flex.
You said it was like a what?
It was a flex. It was like the first big flex that Winter had.
Yes, it was. It actually was, because having a daughter that was so emotionally intelligent enough to, you can tell she was able to speak to her mother that way because that's the way her mother speaks to her. Yes. But I do understand why Ashley made those assumptions about Winter, but she went a little bit too hard because she was trying to prove a point. Back up just a little bit. And I think it had a lot to do with airtime and who she thought was going to be the most popular girl on the show, because that's why she claimed she was so bored with Winter's storylines. Were you bored with Winter's storylines, or were you nervous that she was going to end up being the it girl because her storylines actually had shit we was interested in, rather than you just saying that Quick worked too much because y'all probably don't want to discuss no real tea. So,
And another thing, I like this comment because I feel like Ashley has not liked Winter since the beginning. It almost felt like y'all got backstory we don't know about. And then when Winter confronts her with the nice, nasty shit, then Ashley acts like, girl, I don't care. And it's like, but you do, because you and your husband gave her extra energy more than once. Did y'all see them on Carlo's show? They were doing the fucking most on
Oh, I
Carlos
didn't even
show.
get to watch it.
Yeah, I still don't
Girl,
haven't even watched it.
They were coming for her on the after
Me
show.
neither.
yes, Lil Quick was hopping all over the fucking stage, coming at her and shit. And I was just talking about, men don't do messy, right? I was like, men don't do messy. You messy as shit. To me, I honestly feel like he makes Ashley meaner. Like Ashley's mean by herself, but I think he makes her even worse. And when they're together, I think they are a little hard to deal with, in all honesty. Separately, fine. But together, they big each other up to be assholes to other people. And it's annoying
Yeah,
because his
we've
shit is annoying.
absolutely heard enough of her telling us that she's a shot of vodka, a shot of Jameson, a shot of whiskey. We didn't heard it all. You ain't a cup of tea, Ashley. We get it. Okay.
Right.
I'm bored with that one liner. Okay.
Jamie.
I have not much to say. Cute kids.
The dinner with Ashley, Quick, Monique, and Chris. I feel like, both Ashley and Quick are saying how they both feel like Winter is trying to embarrass Ashley as get back up, whatever. That's her motive. Quick bringing up how, in their world, there are always rumors about them, but they don't kind of feed into what they don't know is true. Again, I still feel like Ashley and Quick are trying to come off as if they have no idea why Winter has an issue with them or whatever. And even with Monique saying that for her, she was just trying to fix shit and not be messy. It's like no one's just addressing the fact that Ashley has an issue with Winter. We just don't know why. And that's kind of where it started. And then it's just kind of continuing on from there. But even Quick, in my opinion, is being messy in his comments about how, we don't believe this or that. It's like, Quick, shut up. Like, even let Monique and Ashley have this conversation. And I get you feel like, they played the White Era event. But it was at the mall. It's okay. Like, it wasn't even like a real event when anybody see it. It was a part of the show. So I don't dislike Quick and Ashley, but I feel like they're trying to escape getting looked at for what's wrong in their marriage, and they keep just pushing off on Winter. And I don't think Monique even realized that they're kind of also using her in that aspect, because it's easy now blame Monique for bringing it up to again avoid what Ashley and Quick has going on in their marriage.
While I do agree with some of that, I do think Monique is to blame for the messiness that happened. But low key, when it comes to this whole situation, like I feel like everybody has played their part. Winter played her part. And the reason why I can't even put more slack on Monique is because Winter sat up in that girl's face and said, I would never talk about marriage maliciously, when that's in fact exactly what you did, Winter. And it's fine if you did it. It just got back around. Monique did know what she was doing, but Winter, if you gonna say something, say it with your chest. And Ashley, she didn't lie. Ashley only spoke on the things that Winter made available to them. So while all of them hold like a good portion of responsibility, while Ashley is a mean girl, I did respect that even though Monique is the nucleus of the show and why everybody is friends, Ashley peeped that a lot of this stuff got moving because of Monique too. So I'm glad that she's not afraid to. She spoke on it in the confession, not like, oh, I don't fool with her, but I see what's going on. Let's stop talking about it. So I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see how the three of them move, but everybody wrong.
I feel like I saw Ashley shading Monique and Chris during their dinner scene before they got there. We don't have chefs. We don't have, we damn near got plates, and we don't have cooks. And, it was just a lot of let's shade them for being richer than us. I don't know.
I think she was insecure about it. I don't think she was shading them. I think she wanted to be the first to crack the joke because she didn't want nobody else to crack.
Yeah, but she said it before they got there.
Well, I mean, she was saying it for us, like the viewers.
Okay.
I think she wanted to be the first to crack the joke and be like, I'm cool with being the chill couple because they don't have the Samuel's money. So I don't think she was throwing shade. I think she just wanted to beat everybody else to the punch.
Child, based on what Rashida Lee was saying in the comments, your boy Quick is that guy, and he may have that money. I don't know. But it did feel like, look, based on what they said in the comments, girl, I don't know. I ain't from there. But to me, it just kind of feels like Quick and Ashley got some like I don't know, some weird nastiness about them that I'm just not really digging right now. Whether you speaking truth or not, like there's a way to be, and I feel like they kind of low key revel in negativity on some slick shit, and then act like that's not what they're into. Like him getting all big in the chest about his wife's event being ruined, when at the end of the day she was the one that was getting up out of her seat, and Winter never even took her feet up off the floor. Like Winston had a shawl on and was just sitting there like, I don't understand why are we doing this? Which is annoying, but tickles me nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but to me, motherfuckers is shady.
I agree with Necey. I feel like everybody was pretty much wrong. How Monique relayed the information, but I still feel like if Winner would have never said it, Monique would not have had anything to go off on. She just didn't know what to keep between us versus what to share with the ladies. And then again, Ashley did start with her. So of course, when somebody talks some shit, they only get back at what you already did. So I just feel like everybody should have took some ownership at that moment for what they did wrong.
They're not keeping it a buck though. Nobody's keeping it a buck to me. Ashley is gonna walk away from this acting like, oh, I don't have an issue with you, Winter. Yeah, you do. Winter is gonna act like, well, I don't have an issue with you either. Yes, you do. And it seems like y'all had an issue before we even got to this situation with Monique, bringing back information. And I do want to point out that Monique knew not to say that she called that man bite size or fun size or whatever the fuck. She knew not to say that. So I mean, hey.
But I thought it was gonna come up later in the season. I feel like somebody tweeted that to Monique. And I think Monique said, "Keep watching" or something like that. I feel like she gonna bring it up. Ooh, child.
They
I
gonna
think
hear
anything
from
that's
us.
said on camera, to me, at this point, after watching all of these shows, everybody bone carries essentially. Like across all of the shows, there's a moment where somebody is doing something in real life that's considered messy, but we need this shit to start moving. So can somebody make something happen? So yeah, I do think
Right.
Monique is doing the bone carrying executive producer thing. I do think that.
Get it moving.
Carry
The last
bone.
thing is the Salt Cave. When they all came together in the Salt Cave to talk to Terry, I think it was Terry, who kind of reads everybody in their own way. We see her tell Jamie how he's a bully, which he is, and how he's really insecure. And when he's insecure, he has those bully moments. And sometimes you need to just shut up when he's insecure to not come off like, you know what I'm saying, the means for the person that he is. And then when she tells Arena that she tries to be perfect to cover up for other things, and Arena starts crying. And I feel like people, because Arena admitted she does try to be perfect or whatever. I feel like Arena tries to be perfect and make their marriage seem great when it's not. I do think she's unhappy for many reasons, and not just because of Jamie, but it's in life in general. And she's trying to hide that behind the 20 whatever year marriage that, it seems great, but it really isn't. You know what I'm saying? And we get to Quick, and I don't think she commented on Ashley, but at least for Quick, with him with the 999 and the mama was dying, the daddy died, and girl, Quick need therapy for grief. I'm with the man B. And then for Chris, when she told Chris, to not live through or whatever with Monique to, have his own thing, and Chris' interpretation was, you know what I'm saying, I have to find my own passion, and my passion is football. And when Monique kind of said, well, that ain't what she meant. I'm like, Monique, let that man interpret how he wants to interpret, so that you can't force him to think like you. It really made me mad, because I'm like, we kind of seen Chris speaking up for once for how he thought about stuff, and then she still kind of tried to correct him as if he was wrong. I can't be wrong when someone tells me something that, and I ain't trying to say how I feel I should handle that. I do not want to follow your career goals or what you have going on. My passion is football or it's coaching. Why can't that be his thing? So I'm like, Monique, sometimes just stop. And
What did she say to him when he said football? What did she say?
That isn't what she meant. She didn't mean career wise. She meant something deeper. I'm like, but if he took it as follow what I want to do, and if what I want to do is coach, why can't that be his thing of doing something that's not including Monique? Because that's what he
I don't
took.
think that's what I don't think that's what she was saying though. Personally, I feel like the medium or the intuitive reader was telling, I don't think it had to do with career. I think it had to do with him wanting to make Monique happy. What I noticed throughout the 4 or 5 episodes, 6, whatever we on, Monique is getting frustrated because their end is never in the cycle. she gets frustrated because she wants more from Chris. Chris don't want to hear her complain. So what he does is just roll over and play dead method, and he ends up reacting indifferently to everything. But I think that's because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Like as soon as she started crying about the aha moment, he was like, "Oh my gosh," hugged her, but still didn't really seem moved by what she was requesting of him. So I think what the reader was saying was basically stop walking on thin ice. Like nothing in their relationship is going to change if he moves based on how Monique is feeling and not shaking the table so they can actually get to where they need to get, whether that them be figuring out that they on two different paths or them getting together and getting on the same path. Chris is like not doing anything. But I do want to add when it comes to the reader, um, y'all let me know if something was wrong with me. But as soon as that reader said boo to Arena, she started crying. So I think Arena needs therapy and not no intuitive reader, because that reader was just like boo. She was like, yes, my whole life. Like, damn, is you gonna read your life or you gonna let her read it to us? But yeah, she was on it.
I feel like I don't know as far as that conversation with Monique and Chris. I just feel like he ain't really got a lot of drive. So he ain't got no drive in probably a lot of different arenas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she mentioned that because she wants him to have drive in another area. Like, yeah, he want to be a coach, but what is he doing for that? Meanwhile, it seems like Monique got a whole lot of drive. You know what I'm saying? With her podcast, with her doing her essentials, she done sat up here and booked another radio show or whatever, the first radio show. So maybe that's like a part of her struggle. It's like, yeah, you want to be that, but you don't even have drive to go do that. So with you not having drive to go do that, you ain't even got drive to dig deeper to find a deeper reasoning for whatever. Like, I don't know, girl. I just feel like for me, Chris he's in a weird space. He just ain't got no drive about nothing. It's like he kind of just there a little bit. She's just tired. I don't know.
For me, I think with Chris, I think people really don't understand how much rich, accomplished men don't feel like they need to do anything. And they really feel like that. Their wives can be begging for something, and they will literally tell them anything and still in their mind be like, I ain't doing that shit. They'll pick you up off the floor and tell you that they love you, woo, woo, woo you. And then in their mind be like, man, I still ain't doing that shit. So I feel like essentially the only thing that keeps Chris from being deeper is his willingness to be deeper. And I think that Monique understands that about him, that because he is a doer, it's really just going to take him committing to doing something in order for it to happen. He is a starter. He was somebody that was in charge of his entire team for years. He very much takes initiative when he wants to. So I feel like it's a testament to him not really deep down wanting to do the things that she's asking of him. And I think that's what's probably frustrating her, is because she feels like you said, he's playing dead with her and then pretending like he's going to make those changes, and then he's really not. And I think she's getting frustrated because she doesn't want to leave. But once you start getting to a point where you feel like they're playing in your face, you start to feel like you're going to have to start wrapping your mind around separating or moving away from them in some respect. And that's very hard and difficult to digest, let alone admit to yourself. So I think that for Monique and Chris, they're either going to work it out or they're not. But I do think that they will, because I think Chris has the capability. When they were talking about what happened with Quick, he was the one that spoke up and told Quick that his father was with him. He was glued in. He was more emotionally, to me, available than any other man in that room, which made me feel like he can be that deep. He really is probably just choosing not to do all the things that are being asked of him, because he feels like, as a successful, rich Black man, bitch, I'm doing all I'm supposed to do. Leave me alone. Like, I feel like that's how he feels in some respect. But outside of their situation, Jami and Arena was the biggest thing for me during this scene. Because to me, it showed that he's more immature and abusive than I think they're letting on. I think she pretties herself up and acts like everything is okay, but in fact it is not. Like you said, Terry said boo, and she burst into tears, and this nigga nudging her like a fucking 12-year-old, stop crying. And I love the fact that Terry said, hey, you look like a badass little boy telling her to stop crying, but you're her husband. Where's the heart for her? And that made me think about the way he probably screamed at her outside that club that night. I think overall he has a lack of reverence for her, like a lack of emotional care for her. And I think certain men learn to just be quiet instead of allowing everybody to see their anger. But also he'll do things like Terry said, that when he's insecure, he'll act out in those moments. And she's like, you need to just be quiet. Instead of just being quiet because you don't want people to see you act like that, you need to be quiet, period, even in private, instead of bullying people like you probably do whenever you start to feel insecure about something or feel like somebody played. You know, niggas be drunk, feel like, you know, the lady disrespected him because she pulled up, totally misunderstanding the scenario, and then start screaming at her all loud and shit. But his, honestly, y'all, it is giving abusive, and the way they front online, it makes it even worse.
Yeah, he a fool. He's a whole fool. And I think that lady is crazy because the way she read him, that's literally what we've been seeing on screen. So when Irena was like, yep, you got it right, hit it right on the head. Yeah, because that's exactly what we're seeing. I don't understand him. I thought it was interesting to see how he nudged his wife or tapped her or whatever he did when she started crying. But when the lady touched his arm, he looked like he was finna damn cry. I'm just like, Jami, you're so confusing. You are having a full power struggle within your damn self. You need to go and get you a real therapist or somebody that you could talk to. I think it's going to take a lot for him to change because he's operated how he has for such a long time. And I think that the people in his life, his wife and stuff, have created the space for him to operate as such. So it's going to be, it's a long time coming to him changing. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely giving abusive. I feel like that's also why every time Irena gets a chance, she's like crying for help or low-key telling their business, because it seems like she don't get to do that when cameras aren't around.
She can do it because it's public. He may not react how he would react in private in public, so it's easy to bring it up now because you gotta behave. You can't really fuss at me right now. You know what I'm saying? Even the fact that the whole blow up scene of them after the event at the club, we didn't see that either because wasn't no cameras. But you know, on camera, he seemed like he seemed bad on camera, but we ain't seen him blow up on camera. So it is giving like, I need help. Somebody help me like right now. But that was all for Love and Marriage DC. Let's move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville, which I feel like was almost also a filler episode because it was just the guys in Atlanta and the girls talking. As far as the men in Atlanta, you know, they go there for Martell's wine tasting, which is dumb. I feel like they could drink that wine in Huntsville. They went to Atlanta. That mansion was the same mansion that Jocelyn rented for the cabaret in Atlanta as well. I'm like, the house is probably dirty and nasty. I'm like, who rented them ladies? The ladies seem rented too. It was a weird trip to me. Like, I feel like that's not where you go to have a wine tasting. You should go to like a restaurant or even have folks come over who are actually wines, you know, what's it called, sommeliers or whatever. The women may not know wine, but it felt like we just here to be on TV, to be on the show, not like we are really into wine. And I was like, it was weird. Now, we know Martell did that to be messy. We said, you know, now the men had to go back and tell their wives they was with me and all these women or whatever. So it was like, I just didn't get the point of the mansion, the ugly food that looked dry, the plastic wine glasses or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying, Lewis line, talk about him and that lady he married to, maybe open to nothing. It was just a weird whole thing to me. And I was like, no, next episode. But what do y'all think about the Atlanta trip?
Boring
as hell.
Look, they tried. It was real cute. But the only thing I thought was interesting was it had me questioning what Mel, Nika, and Martell's relationship is.
Did you hear the preview for next week?
Yes, I did. When Mel saying that she was their wedding planner and decided to back out because Martell was a cheater even then and was asking about her assistant and shit. So to see, I mean, listen,
Mm-mm.
Martell is the type of man to wield his dick to gain what he needs from a
I
woman.
will this dick.
And Melnika seems like she's wanted that dick for a mighty long time.
Yes, the
And
friend who's okay with being a friend until it's her turn. That's what she's giving me very much.
I mean, did you hear what Marcel said? Marcel said that anybody that's been friend zoned for 30 years is comfortable with their position.
Yes.
Meaning that they've probably been there all along in some respect. And we all know that Martell has cheated with more than just Ariane.
But was she friend zoned? Was she friend zoned, or was she willingly accepting the friendship?
Initially? She may have been initially, but this is what I was thinking about. Ariane made that linebacker comment, and I was talking about how I feel like that's some ignorant shit she said. But I think when the men are looking at these women, they're seeing women with big titties. Not no, you know, it's not always a big back and all of this bullshit. It's really big titties. So Melnika has what? Big titties. And what did Martell said he wanted around him? He said, I want all the linebackers around me for this Atlanta trip. And I think that just meant women with big titties. So I feel like she can get fucked, especially if he don't have to pay her for her services since he can't really afford them and she's doing a lot. So it just has me questioning, not saying that it's happening, but that's the only thing I really gauge from the trip is those little tidbits that I was hearing about Melnika. That shit had me asking questions, but also it proved that Martell has not changed at all because Martell feels like Mel is ice cold and her heart is shut down and cold. It's like, yeah, nigga, from you. And that's how it should be after all the stuff you did to destroy it, you weirdo.
It's just the way Melnika be stepping on the scene for me. Something about Melnika is just, she just reminds me of the girl that is friends with all the dudes. I don't get along with females, but you low key not even smashing. You low key, and I'm not saying this about her. I'm just saying something about her character reminds me of characters that I am familiar with in real life. The girl that's good enough to be the friend, but they be giving head on the low and they don't be doing nothing else. And that's just a character, not what I think Melnika is doing, but I wouldn't be surprised. Now, anyway.
And what do those women a lot of the time have?
Big titties. They be the girls that the dudes think that their bodies are like fuckable. But they be the girls that they low-key embarrassed to claim as their girl in front of their friends because so many of them have ripped her up. And I wouldn't be surprised because he's known her since middle school. So she definitely could have been giving them vibes back then. But either way, especially whenever they walked into the mansion and she introduced all the ladies, it was kind of like, yeah, Martell, you like that? You see, this is what I did. I hooked you up, like real wingman-esque. It's just weird to me. And another thing from the trip that I want to call out, Martell was trolling with this trip because my favorite thing that he had said all season to Kimmy was, I'm not bringing people to my environment. The reason why these things are happening around them is because they're already in my environment. So what he did was he trolled by bringing them back down to the environment. And he was trolling, talking about he wanted to see ass and titties in the club. Like, come on, let's be on what we normally be on. And they wanted to sit there and stunt the whole night. Like, ass and titties? Strip club? Don't act brand new now. So that's why I knew that it was going to be boring. Not very much happened. So I did want to mention this. Tiffany and Lewis. Tiffany talking about how I hope Lewis doesn't cheat. I thought that was very, very weird, very random. But then I was on Twitter, like I always be on Twitter when the episodes go on. And somebody mentioned how they wouldn't be surprised if Tiffany was projecting and Loki wanted him to cheat because she cheated in her last relationship. And I was like, that may be a good point. They're singing two different songs, okay? One wants the baby, the other one wants sex. What's going on here? Definitely was a filler episode, but you could already see the friction between Marceau and Martell, especially whenever Martell mentioned we don't want no more back shots. It was like, I know that was you.
You saw Maurice's face? Maurice's face was like, he was like, that's not me. He was like,
yes, it's him. It's him. So this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the end where it's like, okay, we didn't kept it cute this whole time. But for the show, I'm gonna bring you back in this environment where I know you act the ass, and then I'm gonna joke with you about your picture going viral. I'm gonna start pressing buttons until we end up fighting on Memorial Day weekend. Like what the fuck they put in the barbecue?
Uh-huh. And let me say this about Tiffany. She said on Carlo's show, it's not that they're not having enough sex. She said he wants too much sex. And honestly, when he was talking about spreading them legs and shit, that's when I caught the glimpse. And I was like, yeah, it may be what she's saying. Because she was like, he wants to have sex multiple times a day. And she's like, we're already having a lot of sex. And he wants more sex. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, Lewis, is this a sex addiction problem? And is she telling him that she wants to get pregnant to help him slow down with the amount that he's trying to have sex with her? Because if he doesn't want a kid and she is like, okay, well, if we're going to keep having sex, I want, like this, I want to have a baby. So I might get off birth control or take my IUD out, child, whatever. And I think that she thinks that may slow him down with how much he's trying to have sex with her. That's what I'm wondering. I could be wrong. They could be faking the funk. I'm not exactly sure. But I do feel like I'm reading real aggravation off of Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read that. But I mean, I don't know. It could be. The entire boys' trip was boring and lame. And I feel like it probably was. Like it was more exciting on social media than it was on the show. But of course the cameras were there. So we weren't expecting the guys to really do anything. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Aside from when they went to go break, they went to the breakable room and they started breaking stuff. Then they get on the van and Maurice makes us believe, or wants us to really believe, because he ain't make us do shit, that his issue was really about his son. That's why he's breaking stuff. I was like, that don't even sound right. And you let Martell be a better dad than you. Okay. If you don't want to be a dad to Monster, just say that. Because that's how it do be coming off when you be trying to pawn him off on Kimmy and all this other stuff. I think that was the highlight of the boys' trip for me. And that was it. And Maurice talking about he didn't want to go to the strip club, but he went anyway, and he was hyping up Martell.
I'm glad you brought that up about what he said about Monster, because that made me real mad. I was like, nigga, when exactly did you get your life together, old motherfucker? When exactly did you decide you wanted to go to law school? Didn't you just graduate from motherfucking college 5 minutes ago? Like, you old as fuck on your second marriage, out here acting like you in your 20s with this bullshit you and your brother got going on. Let's see who can be the biggest hoe and keep it a secret the best. Like, that's what I feel like y'all are doing. Y'all are competing with each other to see who can cheat the best. Okay, who can get the most powerful woman and diminish her the most? Like, it almost feels like some weird competition between the two of them to be as fucked up as possible. But anyway, Maurice, please stop playing with us. Please stop playing in our face. Do you know we can see when you lie, because your face says it every fucking time?
Right.
Outside of that, I really was annoyed because I feel like that was the same thing he was saying about Jalen. And then when they said his son was in, he said the son played football, ran track, and was doing 7 for 7. I said,
right. All that stuff, and you want him to be alert. He did the same thing to Kimmy too. He was trying to get her to quit her job and go do real estate and be an entrepreneur like him.
Monster was the cop out. Y'all know good and damn well Monster was the cop out. I don't even think he what I think happened was, as soon as the picture was the hot topic this season, Kimmy took him home, cussed his ass out, and said, don't mention that shit on the show again or I'm gonna light your ass up. This is what you're gonna talk about. And Monster just happened to be the cop out because they've already discussed Monster and they've already discussed his frustrations with Jalen. So I don't think it's that he don't want to be a daddy. I think he's just on bullshit because he don't want to discuss what his wife already told him not to mention when these cameras is around.
I mean, yeah, but I also feel like he's that much of an asshole too, to like have those high expectations of his kid, because he was, I think, disappointed in himself for waiting so long to figure those things out about himself. But I absolutely feel like they're intentionally not having certain conversations. Just like when Tisha and Kimmy sat down with one another, and Kimmy just kind of sat there, even though she was just as nervous and just as worried about what might happen as Tisha was. She kind of sat there like she was just a shoulder for her to cry on, but her ass was just as scared that they was gonna get into some bullshit. And I just kind of feel like I don't like that. I feel like if you understand that your nigga could possibly cheat, then you need to be busying yourself and finding a way not to give a fuck if you ain't going nowhere.
Somebody said Prize and always said, why are we just now finding out Maurice has 2 daughters? He has 2 daughters? When we find it out?
Yeah, he put it on his page. I wasn't sure. I was like, what? But it looks like he put it on his page for Father's Day.
Interesting.
How did it happen?
Is it with
Maurice?
Kaya?
Bitch, I'm about to pass
I don't know.
out. Wait a minute.
These girls look older.
Let me go and look at Miami Reese. Because this is what I be talking about. This is the issue. Y'all can't come on a fucking reality show and then only give people half of y'all family and then like think we supposed to be out here trusting motherfuckers. Where's the Father's Day post?
It should be like the second one on his page.
Happy Father's Day. Okay.
Oh, they grown.
It's a video. Okay. But why have they never talked about them? Dad.
I have my own personal chef in less than a month.
Girl, what?
The Father's Day. Is he talking in it? Because I ain't supposed to.
Yeah, I ain't hearing it either. I'm just seeing it. And I saw 2 dad cards. And I see this edible arrangement that's got me getting hungry. Like, bitch, what would I do for an edible arrangement right now?
So did he say those was his daughters in the?
Girl,
no, he just got hashtag daughters love in the caption.
But we didn't know he had no daughters. So that's
but that. I know let me see.
But those are like adult, like those, like they older. Like he's not even old enough to have kids that age.
He is.
Is he not?
How old is he?
He's in his 40s, isn't he?
But don't those kids look like they may be in their
They look like they're in their 20s. He could have been a thought. I know a 40-year-old with a 26-year-old. So,
Jay Lee, do you see that share screen request?
Yeah, but I have a bit like I don't know what they saying because I have it up too.
Well, I just wanted to see the daughters. You can see her you can see one of them at the beginning. I'm assuming that's one of the daughters.
Yeah, right here.
Her.
Right there. Okay, cute. Okay, teeth. If you Google it, it says.
Oh, they say those are Kaya with daughters from a previous relationship. They're probably okay.
I'm about to say, make it make motherfucking sense for us. I'm gonna curse y'all out. Okay, that makes sense.
Thank you. Who is this? Necey?
Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. We appreciate that because that was like, oh, girl, I'm gonna start smacking the shit out of people. What is going on?
Right.
That makes sense because that I'm trying to push back. That means he just
so Kaya was old enough to have kids that age, but Maurice ain't.
Well, I think Kaya was older than him. I think he likes older women.
Okay.
I didn't know she was older than him.
I heard that she was older than him, but that's why they kept on saying that when he got with Kimmy.
Looks like she older than him, so that makes sense.
They would have said once he got with Kimmy, they were like it was a pattern of him liking older women. So I knew Kaya was older than he was. Well, other than that, is there anything else from Huntsville we wanted to discuss? I think that was everything that happened in this boring ass episode.
Yeah.
Last show with his Housewives of Atlanta, but first go ahead and like the video. Because liking is always the thing to do. Okay. Atlanta Housewives. I feel like this whole episode was just fussing, and more fussing. Drew and Sonya fussing, and then we all pissed at Marlo her bullshit. But Sonya and Drew fussed at their first dinner, and Sonya Mama get involved. I still feel like Sonya Mama should not have even, interrupted or added her own 2 cents. I feel like Sonya and Drew need to just have a conversation. And the fact that that Sonya keeps wanting to have this talk in front of everybody else is Drew's whole issue. Like, why can't me and you just talk? Like, why do you keep having this kind of, like, why do you keep including everybody else in the shit or whatever? And I still don't like Sonya right now because her reasoning for being with Drew don't make sense. Even at this dinner, for how upset she kept getting, it didn't make any sense. And her whole "I'm a 4-time medalist." Okay, fine, man. What ain't gonna do what's going on here? So I really wish Sonya had a real valid reason to be pissed at Drew, because then I won't be mad. But it's like you drag some shit that doesn't even include you. Like, why are you upset about her and her business? And you put money, like, unless you are an investor and her drop it with your business, why are you pissed off if she's lying about the results of it? I'm like, I don't like it.
It's real ugly. It's not cute. And oh my gosh, I can't stand Sonya. I'm sorry. I cannot stand her one bit. And this is low-key the way I felt about Kenya. But the funny thing is, I felt like 70% of the shit that Kenya used to do was for the production of the show. I feel like what Sonya is doing is reflective of how she moves in real life. And it's like, you keep talking about these damn medals.
Kenya in the beginning, or Kenya in the beginning, or you mean Kenya like over the seasons?
In the beginning, well, no, over the seasons. Let me say, over the seasons up until recently. I felt like she was doing a lot of stuff for the show. A lot of mean girl, like she would just do shit to irritate me. Okay. But Sonya, I feel a way more so because I do feel like this is how she moves in real life. You keep talking about these damn medals like you are the cloud, but you're not the cloud. Candy and Kenya are the cloud, which is why you keep kissing up to everybody. And it was my last damn strike when she sat there and continued to further play Drew by inviting Marlo and Sheree to Nike, right, and then publicly said, no, you weren't invited. But before, when your ass showed up first and only Drew and you were there, you show up talking about, are we hugging? Are we hugging? Almost like you wanted to be friendly because none of the other women were there. But as soon as everybody pulled up, you put your clown mask back on to continue to look dumb. And I'm irritated because nobody's calling her out for this. Candy's facial expressions. Did I
hear her when she did say that she didn't invite Drew, but she then said, "Well, I did tell Drew about it before." And I'm like, so Drew was right and said you told me about it, and now it's supposed to come. So it's like, it's weird that she was upset when she actually did tell Drew about that Nike trip.
She tried to play her, and I think I hate it for Drew because Drew is annoying sometimes, but Drew does not deserve all the slack that everybody is giving her. And I think everybody knows that she doesn't deserve the shit that Sonya is giving her either, but nobody's saying anything about it. Mm-hmm. Like even Kenya said, oh, well, you didn't give her the opportunity to talk. Kenya, that was a damn lie. Are you still feeling some type of way about some shit that happened last season? Drew allowed Sonya to sit there and talk, and just the way Sonya was moving was ugly as hell. It was very much given Sonya and her mama are fans of the show. Sonya's mama want to be the new Mama Joyce. She was really trying to show out in front of Mama Joyce by jumping in, and I'm just like, both of y'all, go to sleep. Go to bed. You acting a fool now. I ain't got time for it.
I'm gonna tell you, I think the mama isn't acting. I think the mama crazy. No disrespect, no disrespect, but I think she's crazy. She popped off on the daughter because Sonya asked her how she been feeling about living in a house. She was like, it's hard living in a house with 9 people, and the mama was like, oh, so what you think is not hard for us living in a house? Like, bitch, nobody is talking to you. What you say about you get mad for? Nah, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, no disrespect. Y'all know I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, mama, because I like Sonya and them. Okay, I really do. I like Sonya, and I liked her from her show, but I do feel like she's playing at Real Housewives of Atlanta like it's a strategic game that she can win, and that's not how any of this works. And so I think she made the mistake of playing strategically, and strategically it seems smarter to align yourself with Kenya and Candy, throw Drew under the bus because she's the weakest link, and now that you've upset Marlo and Sheree, who are people you don't want it with, you're going to try to nice it up while simultaneously continuing to shit on Drew as if she's actually done you something. And she hasn't. She has not done you anything. However, she does argue the way Ralph argues. Very passive aggressive. But I honestly, I'm a grown ass woman now. Like, if I don't want to fight you, bitch, and I also don't want you acting like you're about to fight me. So I enjoy the Drew Winter type back and forth, nice, nasty. I'm gonna sit right here and I said what I said type of banter. I
She's
even
calm
didn't like
with
when
it. She don't get mad. Like
no,
she
and
allowed the person to
it
be
makes me
mad. Like,
giggle.
calm down.
Yes,
Your
I think
words.
if you're in control of yourself, she can't do that to you. So what annoyed me was when Sonya's mom was trying to check Drew about her facial expressions. Bitch, I will make every facial expression I want to all up in through here. And I don't
Right.
care how it make your daughter feel. You know, not calling you a bitch, ma'am. I'm gonna say that again. That's just how I talk. I just want everybody to understand I'm not calling Sonya mama a bitch. I don't know her like that yet, okay? But I do feel like it's crazy as hell when Mama Joyce is the calmest, most sensible person in the room. Okay.
Right.
But
That
Sonya,
was shocking.
when Kenya was pulling Drew away, I was like, thank you, Kenya, because that's what I would have done. I'd have been like, wait a minute, let's scoop this.
That would have made me want to fight even more though, because Drew was not the aggressor. Sonya was standing up. Like she was gonna do something. So by somebody pulling me away, I'd have been like, nah, let's get close.
I'm gonna tell you why. Necey,
Just create
we
space.
feel like we don't have to pull you away. I'm just gonna stand back and make sure don't nobody else jump in. But see, with Drew, we feel like Drew was gonna get her ass ran through. So we needed to pull her away because we didn't want her to get her ass whipped. Because that's the type of energy Drew give. I write checks that I can't cash when it comes to my mouth.
Do. She
You know what I'm saying? Especially not the bitch with the muscular arms who run track like a girl. You don't want to fight Sonya. Come on.
But I think Drew's
who
Chicago.
clearly shows
they
that
feisty in Chicago.
Yeah, Sonya clearly shows to me that I'm concerned for Sonya, because I just feel like Sonya does not necessarily, to me, have full control of her emotions. The way she banging on the table, beating on the table, all this and that, it's like we're gonna see how you really gonna be later in the season and any seasons to come. Another thing I wanted to say was Sonya knows she definitely was on some BS, with creating this issue with Drew. She sent up there, Drew called out the $25 that she paid, I guess. Well, I think Sonya mentioned it was $25 for her to pay for like the touch up from the artist. But then Sonya saying she never got the invoice. And I'm just kind of like, but it was $25 then. So since you want to throw it out there like it was $25, then why didn't you just go and find out more about getting the invoice so you can take care of it? Like, yeah, like that was weird.
Still didn't pay, because this is what I said.
Correct.
When we was watching it, I was like, I have yet to see a woman just pull out the money and throw it when somebody says that shit. And I would have threw it at her. I would have took out and threw that shit. I said, here go 25 for him and 25 for you, bitch.
Right. And she didn't do none of that.
But
and her mama to jump in, that was rude as hell.
On the scene, I don't pay my bills. What's the nigga phone number? He got
good night.
She had ample opportunity to address the makeup situation.
She did.
And that's why she kept using the word whack. And I'm like, somebody pull up a damn mirror so she can look at herself.
Yes, I was feeling the same way.
Whack. Like,
you are whack.
And
your mama is low-key teetering on whack too, because you're the one that had the highest energy the entire time. And then your mama had the audacity to tell Drew to watch her face. No, I'm not going to do anything. And it's not to disrespect you, but watch your mouth. You need to check your daughter, because my mama not here to address you. Now, see, when I get to talking about you, you know what I'm saying? Like, just cool it down, Miss Ma'am. Sonya was on BS, and she definitely tried to play Drew on that Nike trip. I
feel like Drew's whole point was we've had ample time to be talking, and you don't do that. Like you don't bring up shit. Even the fact that we could talk at that photo shoot, but you want to talk here in front of everybody. Like you keep wanting to talk when it's not just me and you. And I think her thing was, if we could be friends to where I pay for your makeup, even with your $25, I'm friendly with you. So why can't you say to me, hey Drew, I feel like you're on some bullshit. We'll drop it with Drew. Because you've been around me enough one-on-one, you don't say shit. But when everybody around, all of a sudden, Drew, you fake. You wait to clown me in front of everyone, and your mama think I'm issued on your daughter. And I think the fact that the mama respect my child. Your child ain't shit to me right now. We both women here. We both adults. I'm talking to her, so I don't have to fix my face because it's my face. I'm
That's why
Did
she kept
anybody see
laughing.
Kenya?
I'm grown. I ain't gotta fix my motherfucking facial expressions for nobody.
Right. Did anybody notice or did it come across anybody else's mind when Kenya was pulling Drew, how she tried to pull the chair from up under Kim Fields? Did anybody? Because I was like, oh wow, Kenya, you may have grown just a little bit. You're pulling her away from a fight, but you were,
She tipped that shit over. I'm glad. Look,
think about that.
That was the one thing that made it real hard for me to like Kenya after that, because I felt like that lady wasn't giving you that energy in no type of way, and you was just clearly bullying the piss out that lady who wasn't even about it like that. That shit made me so mad. But
you know, the season is better now though.
I'm fucking with her this season. This season,
she's grown.
This is my favorite this season.
Tried to rip her about that wig, and she was like, "And bitch, I was sick. I told your ass that."
Right, which proves how fake Marlo is. Because she just said how beautiful she was.
But you can hear Kenya's voice. She said you can hear when she's talking that she don't feel good. So I'm like, so she's sick. She said I had a COVID test and waited until the test results came back. I couldn't come that day, but I now know I don't have COVID. It is a cold or whatever. So I'm coming around now, but I'm still sick, bitch. Leave me be.
Kenya, listen. At the end of the day, Sheree and Marlo are stupid. Miserable. And we're being strategic. Like, even this bullshit, I'm not even about to continue to argue with y'all about the fundraiser and Candy wanting to get the kids used clothes and all of that shit. Because I argue with y'all about that for a whole day because I feel like y'all have fucked up moral compasses and y'all think y'all not fucked up, but y'all are. But I don't care. I feel like Marlo and Sheree are purposefully finding issue with Kenya and Candy specifically. And it's another thing like Sonya, strategic. This is our first season back, or our first season as a full peach holder. We need to make sure we get our next season. So in order to get the next season, we're going to have to go at the main people on the show for no apparent reason other than to create and facilitate fuck shit and drama. So Marlo is going to make a big deal out of everything Candy does, everything that Kenya does. They're going to vilify Candy. They're going to vilify Kenya. And because Kenya and Candy have had this conversation where they can see this shit, they're kind of like not giving them as much as a reaction and a response. So it's taking a win out of their sales, and then they just keep trying. That's why Marlo said that shit in that interview with Carlos about Candy, because you wanted to make her mad, even though it wasn't really working like that at first. You really wanted to make her mad. So you get up there and talk shit on that podcast after you'd already talked shit on the show and told Candy that, oh girl, I said some things that was fucked up when we had got into it, but I just want you to know, and can you come through and help out for this? Candy said it last week when we talked about her going off in that interview. She was like, that bitch just texted me last night, and I'm the only one of the only people that answered back and told her that I was gonna be there for her. And this bitch gonna turn around and get up there on that podcast after the show is over and talk more shit about me.
Well, yeah, Marlo has said herself that she's trying to set people off for a reason. Thank you, Sim.
We know, girl.
Sonya had smoke for Drew, but had nothing to say when Marlo called her a bitch. Drew does argue like Ralph. Sonya can't control how someone will react. She gonna learn. She gonna learn for sure.
She absolutely ignored Marlo saying bitch please to her and biting her fucking head off, when at the end of the day, why the fuck would I invite you to my Mommy Nation photo shoot, bitch? You not a mommy. You
only to turn around and invite them to a bigger event. With Nike. Yikes.
And it was only to spite Drew. It was only to spite Drew. Sonya
and she did it in front of Drew.
Because you told Drew about that shit. Gonna sit up there and act like Drew was wrong. I didn't feel like Drew was wrong when she called her out about that. So you really gonna like disinvite me to another event after we just sat up here and act like we was cool and shit, and now you mad again because I'm always interrupting you and all of this? Bitch, learn how to control yourself when you want to pick a fight with somebody that ain't did nothing to you then.
And I feel like Kenya was wrong. Like Drew wasn't cut to me when I watched it back. I didn't think Drew was cutting her off at all. Sonya just talked too much and too loud, and she literally goes from 0 to 100 like very quickly.
She did. I agree with all of that.
Point was that. Well, Drew's whole point was we having a conversation and now you pissed off. I'm calm, we calm, everybody calm except you. So you on bullshit. You only upset because I'm calling you out. I feel like this Sonya once get accused of not paying bills, so that's a trick of her, because each time it comes up, she gets really pissed, and it doesn't make any sense.
I have to say this. I always felt I was trying to think about how I feel about Sonya and what comparison I was making. The way I feel about Sonya in the comparison I made to Kenya, that's not the best comparison. okay, the way I feel about Sonya is the way I felt about Claudia Jordan when Claudia Jordan first came on the show. Only because in looking back, I feel like Claudia Jordan did a much better job than what people seem
thought
like.
at the time.
Yes,
I
what
loved
people thought
her
at the
when
time.
she came on. I was tired of Nene. I wanted
didn't
somebody
like
to
her
rip
at
her
first.
down and talk about the back of her hair.
I thought that Claudia's reads were rehearsed, but I am not gonna lie. Like when I made my little bridesmaid t-shirts, and somebody got a t-shirt and it said, "When you were my age, you had edges." Another person said, "Spell bridesmaids." It's, you know, all that. Claudia did a really good job when she came on the show, but at the time, I felt like she was only coming at Nene hard like that. But that's because Nene went hard. But my level of dislike that I had for Claudia does not compare to the level of dislike that I have for Sonya. Sonya is absolutely whack, whereas Claudia's reads landed, especially looking back. Claudia, what I didn't like was I feel like that was the first person who I saw come on the show and was like, I felt like it was strategic. Sonya, you can see all through her shit like she's wearing some cheap leggings from Wish. Okay, you know how you can see all the way through it. You're not fooling nobody. You bought your Housewives boot camp package on Groupon. I am seeing through it, and I'm feeling away. I really feel a way about Sonya. She's lame as fuck, and she's not bringing the clout. She's the definition of whack.
That was really nasty, and I appreciated it.
Because Sonya on bullshit this season. I think
she
Sonya
is.
Feel
I
like
agree.
She
I
has
don't
a reason to be upset.
all. It's definitely giving whack.
But even get to Marlo when the whole glamming up with Candy. I think for Marlo, I went to her website to find her mission statement because I wonder. So the whole glamming up with Marlo thing that she has going on. So the fact that Candy wanted to just find out if she wanted donated clothes. Candy was just asking, can I donate old clothes that I'm getting rid of? And so for her to say, like, for my girls, I do not want my girls to have, hand-me-downs. But your mission statement to me reads like bullshit. I feel like Marlo don't really know what she's doing because this shit is a whole bunch of words for nothing. Like the last one, it says to teach the importance of fashion, style, beauty, and hygiene. In other words, how to glam it up and make a great first impression by their appearance. But then when she has the other things of what she teaches them, it's really not even nothing that you can say they taught me something. Like to say to teach entrepreneurship, to encourage foster care girls to achieve economic success, to encourage them to in any foster care system to thrive in their education. Like I still feel like what's the point of your actual organization? It's like if you only want to give them fashionable clothes and make them look good, that don't really help shit. And I feel like if they have nothing, there's nothing wrong with gently
Where does it say new clothes only?
And even on her website, like on her model website, it's not even there's nothing there to explain what she wants.
Did you take a screenshot of that from her website?
Yeah.
Girl, it ain't got no color on it or nothing in this.
It looked like it's one of them easy read copies of a resume.
I'm gonna put it up. That's her actual Marlo Hampton website. Y'all know I'm putting it up.
Did she give the girls Fendi bags and stuff?
Well, on the website, it's old photos.
The
last I'm gonna share my screen. The last event on there was in 2017. It is 2022. So I feel like what are you even doing currently?
What have you done for them lately?
Make it bigger so I can see. So this is her Marlo Hampton. This is her website. Okay, she does not even have a glammed up website. It's just a tab. Okay, on her actual Marlo Hampton website. You go to it, right?
Created within the last year and a half since she signed her contract.
And this scroll down to the bottom of the page. See if she has a date for the work.
This is look old.
2022.
Girl, what I just said.
All these are old pictures. Even
she knew they was gonna come looking for her.
This photo right here is not current Marlo.
Oh yeah, no, okay, that's not current.
That's long ago.
And an old body.
2017, this why a Fendi box and you in a Gucci belt? Like, how does that help women, girls in foster care? Okay, you fresh, reveal, renew, cool. You want to get them some goddamn Chanel? How do they take at Neiman Marcus? Why? They can't afford Neiman Marcus. And get a Carrie Hilson concert.
Can I say this? Because I feel like there are a lot of foster kids in the room. and they were in my video. And I want y'all to understand something. You are not the clothes.
Yes.
You are not the clothes. Yes, people may give you hand-me-downs and used and old clothes, but you are not used and old and something that can just be thrown away. That's not who you are. You are a person. You are not clothing. You are not an inanimate object. Okay? And I think the thing that is being lost here is a lot of people in foster care have trauma from what they've been through. So they're missing out on how Marlo is not teaching a good lesson with this standpoint that she took when it came to her mentorship. I understand that there are a lot of foster care charities that don't want used in old clothes, but I feel like they're talking to regular people. They're not talking to celebrities with a bag full of gently used Alex and Olivia that cost $300 a blouse. So I just feel like essentially, if we're going to really dive deeply into this, Marlo is full of shit because there is no woman that is going to make a living off of renting out old clothes.
Come on.
That old celebrities sweated their fat asses in the 90s, i.e. J-Lo's Versace dress that she now owns after it's been worn a million times. Okay, by a whole bunch of different people at different times. And now you're dry cleaning it and renting it out. And you've created a whole business to bring your ass on Real Housewives of Atlanta with used and old clothes. Yet you're going to be offended. And it's not that we have an issue with her not wanting to give the foster kids used clothes. I have a problem with you being offended by it.
She's projecting.
I think people, yes. I think there's two different issues people have too. I think Marlo has every right to say, my organization doesn't take donated clothes. That's fine. I don't think that's one part of the issue, but you can't make it seem as if Kandi was trying to be, a like, bad friend and give dirty old clothes.
Give them some old cheap,
and I think that's the thing. So I've seen folks arguing two separate points, and I'm like, your point, my point. I'm gonna leave them in the comment section or whatever, because it's like, that's fine. But I think the issue is used clothes when Marlo was in foster care are different than used clothes now. I do think 20 years ago, 30 years ago, like Goodwill clothes, sometimes were not the best clothes. I completely can get that, and it can make you feel bad. However, Kandi Burris Tucker of Escape, the multi-millionaire on the Housewives show, is not donating bullshit clothes. And truthfully, girls in a foster care who know Kandi Burris and probably have seen her over the years will probably love to say,
just to have something that was from her.
That's what I think.
And that's also another thing. That's vintage pieces as well. So I feel like,
have y'all looked up Alex and Olivia?
Yeah,
I ain't never heard of them. Everything. That shit is extremely expensive, and I feel like okay, and I use my sisters as an example because when I was growing up, my people wasn't buying me no designer clothes. They was buying me shit from the cute little, Forever 21 back in the day, Rue, and all of them. Y'all know how we had
Westfield, Charlotte Russe.
Yes, we got cute little teeny bopper clothes that were not expensive and not name brand. My sisters and my older cousins, in their thought 20s, they had the Carl Kanai, the Gucci, and all of this shit. So I would get their hand-me-downs when it came to stuff like that. And some of that stuff would last way longer than the stuff that I had bought that was new. So that's why I was like, well, that's not smart, especially if you're someone that's making money off that same concept, that the quality of the clothing is what matters and not whether it has been worn by somebody else already. If you're making a whole business off of that, you could have twerked that in so many ways that would have made for great publicity for not only glam it up, but for you, it would have helped solidify your relationship with Kandi, who has continuously helped you outside of this show. And if your ass didn't get another peach, you was going to be calling on her for help again. And now you have burnt that bridge so you can keep that peach. And what you don't understand about Kandi is Kandi makes herself indispensable on the back end during executive producing. Who's the production company over the show? Like, Kandi makes herself valuable in those respects. So you can get on this show and act a fool, but you can also be replaced. And Kandi has made herself irreplaceable. To me, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Two things for me. Number one, Marlo and her projecting this used clothes issue, I immediately thought of Kanye, single black female addicted to retail. She don't want to deal with what's inside. Marlo is the one that is convinced that the clothes is making her feel better about whatever the hell she went through. She need to get some damn therapy. Number two, the second thing I noticed is whenever she started talking about this nonprofit, I was like, oh, that's how you maintain your money. What I noticed with all of these rich people, when they get money, they start creating all of these nonprofits. You get grants and you get write-offs. They don't want to create businesses where you're selling tangible product where you have to count inventory. She don't want to be selling no joggers. She wants to sell something where you can't actually account for it and you can get money and you can write things certain ways. So I think that that's very, I think it's very smart. I think that she's probably leveled up from her fraudulent ways in the past to a new level of outsmarting the system and maintaining wealth by creating these businesses where you can say you're doing things with money. But that's just my guess. I don't know what she's actually doing. But it
Bitch,
feels like this ain't the only thing.
Read, I don't know if I've ever heard one.
No, honestly, because if you think about it, like she's making up these businesses and making up things that don't really make sense. It's like if you really want to have a nonprofit and actually give to girls, why not take the used clothes? It's because your nonprofit is a washing thing, in my opinion, to wash money. And then, like, I'm sure you do care about it, but I'm sure you get a benefit. All these people who come up with nonprofits, yes, they care about shit, but what do a lot of people do with money? They donate it. Why? Because it's a tax write-off at the end of the year. So it's beneficial both ways. And then this rental business, like, we can't count your inventory. You're going to own those clothes forever. You're going to rent those clothes from people and make profit. And it's more of like a contract business. So that's a different type of write-off there. So I just think that that's what she's in the business of. I think she wants to villainize Candy. And I think she's also benefiting off of these nonprofits. And that's what she does to maintain her wealth, which is why we don't know what she does for work, because she does nonprofit and businesses.
I just want to take this moment to say that I'm so happy that I thought we would do this together and this would be smart. Because goddamn, Necey, I mean, we all had something, but bitch, I didn't even think about that. And
I mean, that's what the Scotts did. With the Scotts did it with the Destiny Foundation. They keep coming up with these it's a write-off. Once you maintain a certain level of wealth, you open up all these nonprofits, and there's ways to continuously flow money. And then it's like, what do? You do business. They don't want to sell tangible items.
I'm sure the other two ladies here have thought of that, even though I did not. But I would like to remind everybody that Necey is the youngest of us all.
Period.
I would like to remind everybody that Necey
and always coming with a wider view.
Okay.
Thank
and
you.
She's the youngest one of us all. I just would like to take a moment to have an appreciation for you, friend, because goddamn, I didn't even think about it like that. And I was letting motherfuckers make me feel bad because they was acting like I didn't understand that because somebody was a foster child, that, you know what I'm saying, they felt like
You muted, Bondy.
Sorry, I hit my mic by accident. You had parents, Bondy, and I was like, yeah, but I still got hand-me-downs and didn't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? So they were trying to make me, and I honestly, you know, they wasn't tricking me, but they was working on my fucking nerves. But either way, for you to come up with the fact that, bitch, your whole charity is a scam. Fuck what you talking about with use the new clothes. The whole charity is a scam. Bitch, I love it. And now every time somebody come and say something to me about that shit, I'm gonna be like, it's a scam.
Right. You find a way to level up. I mean, you can do things illegally and take some of that wisdom and get some money and then start flipping it the right way. I think she knows what she's doing.
And that feels intellectually and emotionally, that feels exactly on par.
Jamie, you want to close on out with your comments on the Marlo scandal of it all?
I feel like Necey done closed us on out because that was tough.
Broke.
That was
to be consistently and forever broke.
Period. I'm just over here like nobody ever considered the fact that these foster kids could be being used. And if Marlo's going to go out here and do an interview with Carlos talking about how Candy need to teach people stuff and elevate them, then why don't you take her clothes and teach them how to create the business that you just created? But okay, either way. Cut line.
Even though Candy does do that with that sex toy line, Bedroom Candy, which brings on people to start their own businesses by selling bedroom candy that y'all didn't want her to showcase during this show because y'all were so uncomfortable with the option to wear said vibrating panties, which really are not the best. You should try this pair of vibrating panties from Sador. So next week when I come out with Bondy's Boudoir, you guys will get a link and a 15% off code so you can
Come
purchase
on.
one because it was very nice. It was very nice.
And then make sure to follow all of us on our social medias. Bondy at Bondy Blue, Julie at Julie's Corner, Jami at Jami ThatsMe, Necey at Necey Dixon on social media. Follow all of us at OohLadiesFirst on IG. And also on Twitter, you can email us at OohLadiesFirstPanel@gmail.com. Do not forget, this Monday will be a premiere of our interview with Stormy. If you are a member of any of our channels, it'll be live for y'all only. Okay, we will send y'all links separately on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. The members of all of our channels can watch it live. Everybody else has to wait and watch it on Monday. Okay, we thank y'all for coming around here with us. We had a whole good time. I thought this whole time. Next week we will be on Necey's channel. Necey next week? I don't know. One of us. Somebody.
Is it Necey? No, it's Jami.
I don't think it's me.
It's
Yeah. I think
No, it's Jami.
I went last week. It's Necey.
You
Oh,
went
okay.
last week?
Yeah,
Damn, time is flying.
When I tell you, I don't even recall.
I'll be trying to tell her who is the next. So next week will be on Necey Dixon's channel. Okay, make sure that you'll subscribe to all of our YouTube channels to watch us every single week. Next week will be on Thursday. This was an extra show because tomorrow there's an R&B versus that we will probably all be watching. I want to say last night I got upset because I realized one thing. There's one person missing from the verses tomorrow that I wish was on there. It's Lloyd. I feel like Lloyd has a lot of bias.
Yeah, wait a minute.
And I'm upset that Lloyd isn't there. But I'm going to watch anyway because, I do like all of the guys or whatever. But I wish Lloyd...
Don't feel bad. Lloyd is an asshole.
Is
Oh, he is?
I
I didn't know that.
I mean...
Okay, so I met him at the news station one time, and it seemed like the only person that he wanted to have any conversation with was the white girl that didn't care anything about him.
Well, I'm going to still play this when I go in the other room. But, we will see y'all on Sunday, members. We'll see y'all on Sunday, members, okay? And then on next Thursday, we'll see y'all on Necey's channel. But again, follow all of us. Support. Look, we are... the people to follow. Okay, we love you all. We have to go. Until next time, y'all. Peace. Gotta go and like the video because it's the thing to do.